Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Wow, I can't believe this is not a rerun, by the way, because the story you're about to hear we have told before, and it's so ridiculous. And here we are telling it again. A tourist, following her GPS directions, drove her car into the ocean. And yep.
We just talked about this, I think, on the Migs Report last week.
Yeah. Well, as we know, the Migs Report is the official report for everything that happens.
Thank you for recognizing.
Yeah, so
it was once the National Enquirer. Now it's the Migs Report.
So I think if you don't listen to the Migs Report what time is it on?
I don't even know.
Okay, yeah, sometime in the morning.
Yeah, 6-ish.
Yeah, this happened. Yeah, it happened. The same exact thing in the same exact location as you reported on the Migs Report last month in Hawaii. This time the driver was rescued by fishermen in a nearby boat.
That's right, because they take a turn and they went down like one of those boat ramps.
Yeah.
Again, how are you not paying attention to the fact there's a large body of water approaching you?
Yeah, I would be, whoa, what is going on here? Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. They just drive right into the water. Well, this is nighttime at least? Is that I'm seeing from this?
I mean, yeah, but I still see water at night, man.
Yeah, man.
There's lights. It's not like as if it's like pitch black.
I feel like still the one last month was worse because it was in the middle of the day.
No, you're right. If we had to pick who's the bigger idiot, it's example number one.
So here's the couple being saved by some fishermen.
Okay, we're at Honokohau Harbor, and this lady just drove into the boat ramp.
Just who cares? Leave them on. Let's go.
Well, you gotta leave the car.
Out of there now.
It's gonna start taking on water right now.
Hurry, it's going under. Hurry up and come my way. Hurry up. Swim.
Sure.
Give me your hand.
Here, I'll get you up on the dock.
Get up in here.
Come here with me.
I have a lot of questions for you.
Later in the day, huh?
He said, I have a lot of questions for you. When he yelled, just leave them on, she was trying to figure out how to turn off the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's important. As your car is sinking into a body of water, you don't want those windshield wipers on.
Yeah, shock is a hell of a thing where your brain just goes.
You know what? You're right.
Your brain just goes, I don't know what I'm doing.
I just love. He's like, just leave them on.
That's why you got to yell. It's like you just got to, you got to be forceful. You got to shock a person out of it, and hopefully that guy doesn't, get sent up by the. You were too stern.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
She's alive.
Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore. You are a toxic male, yelling at her like that. But yeah, man.
Toxic for you.
Yeah. 2 times somebody drove their car into the same place in Hawaii. Hawaii is becoming the death trap, man. I don't know if I can go anymore.
Or they just need to get in cahoots with GPS and be like, listen, guys, we have 2 stories to send you. Can you please fix GPS so that it doesn't do this anymore?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I find it interesting that we don't know what app did this because they said GPS, but as we know, a lot of us have many different apps we use to drive around. What is the app? What company is sending people into the drink is what I want to know.
And are they, maybe it's like part of like some weird AI takeover. They're trying to take out the humans.
Dude, I mean, you joke, but you saw.
I don't joke,
dude. That what do they have? 350 specialists just make a big report. A lot of folks from Microsoft going, you got to cut, you got to stop. AI's got to stop. There was a big official
who was saying
science
that
thing
5 years ago.
It was, in fact, Steve, the head scientist of the Skynet division.
Thank you.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw that documentary, Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, and you're not a big fan of the documentary Terminator 3, but you saw them.
I saw them.
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah, and you knew what was coming.
Oh, fun fact. Apparently having your windshield wipers on will keep all the water from having your car submerge into water.
Oh.
It pushes all the water out of the way. So we were stupid for thinking that she was an idiot.
Oh.
Thank you, Texter.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Boy, now I feel horrible. I didn't know about that technology. Yeah, dude, that's, Steve, you make it, talk about conspiracy theories. It's like the dumbest AI program ever. We'll take out the humans, one Hawaiian tourist at a time.
Right? Let them have the high of highs, the mahalo.
Yeah.
And then aloha.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right, we'll see if next week we report another car driving into the ocean in Hawaii. Thanks to GPS.
I'm willing to bet before 2023 is over, we'll have another story about this exact same pier.
God, dude, I mean, I'm a bad driver and I've never done that. So I feel good about myself.
Yet. When's the last time you've been to Hawaii?
Hey, I've been to Hawaii a lot. Never did it.
Not since the AI takeover has happened.
Well, I used to use the Garmin, so I've been an early adopter of GPS. And Joey can tell you a story, and Sarah, about how when I took my GPS out first day in Hawaii, dropped it and broke it, and I had to run to the Best Buy and get another one because I was tripping. Because I'm like,
the anxiety of I don't know how to get anywhere.
Well, dude, have you driven with me and my wife?
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, you need
GPS.
To
say it kindly.
Yeah, you and your wife witnessed it, where my wife thinks she knows where she's going better than anybody. Then when she gets lost, she starts panicking and yells at you. It's like, well, we could have just followed the GPS, and you could have just been a nice passenger.
What we're leaving out a massive part of the story is that you had the GPS on, and yet you were still relying on your wife to give you directions, and the two of them were not collaborating very well together.
No, and my wife...
I'm like, pick one, wife or GPS. One of them, you can't go with both, because one's telling us to make a right and the other one's telling us to make a left.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to go with GPS, but do you understand the pressure of ignoring the backseat driver?
Well, in all fairness, she was in the front seat.
Well, I know. Yeah. That's the problem. I'd like to put her in the trunk, to be honest with you, when I'm driving.
My wife and I look at each other and be like, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, you guys.
This is going to be a fun afternoon.
Just like, man, can we why? Just let the place, it'll get us there, won't it? Yeah. She's like, no, I don't trust any of these things. But then she doesn't know how to get there, and you're like, okay, great.
Actually, Migs, have you ever looked at a body of water at night? It really is pitch black. That just got texted in.
Well.
Yeah, but with lights, come on.
Unless there are no lights.
There were lights. We saw the lights.
We saw the lights, baby. Yeah. Now, did this texter drive into a body of water and they just...
I don't know. They're body water splaining.
Yeah, I feel like they probably did it. Yeah. All right. I don't know too many of my friends that have ever done that, so I'm sorry, texter. Sorry for your loss of your car.
But then explain the random boats that are like halfway in the water, or not halfway, fully in the water. Are they just submerged in concrete?
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know, man. It all looks black to me. It's dark.
Well, we look forward to the next story about this, probably by next week.
Hey, there's a guy who was very creative, as he used a video game gun to rob a business. He didn't use the duck hunt gun, did he? That would be ridiculous if he did.
Spoiler alert, he did.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I love that. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And hey, today.
Hey.
BJ.
Yeah?
You look nice today.
Wow. What's today that you're doing that?
It's Say Something Nice Day.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
But actually, it's a good day for you to celebrate because it's also Oscar the Grouch Day. So,
it is totally my day.
And I don't know if anyone's still doing this. I don't know if they do this in school. I remember doing this as a kid, and I would get fired up when I'd get an envelope in the mail, and it would be a letter back, National Pen Pal Day.
Oh, man, dude, that was a thing.
Is it now we just like annoy people on direct messages on social media? Is that a pen pal?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you could get anybody anywhere on Facebook or whatever. You know, probably even a place I don't even know because with the young kids, they're not using Facebook anymore.
But wasn't that the best moment when when we were kids, like you pick some other kid in some other city somewhere across the country, and then you get a letter back, and it would never last very long. At least it didn't for me. Like it was a couple letters back and forth, and then you're like, okay, I'm done writing.
It was not the best moment, Steve, because I never got the letter back.
You never got the letter back?
Nope.
Well, maybe you needed to be nicer.
Multiple tries, Steve.
Oh, they always wrote me back.
I know, Steve. Apparently, that's a real fun time for you. Must be nice to get the pen pal to write you back.
On the flip side, now I always have this. I never do it because sometimes random people are like, hey, what's up? Not much. Just seeing how you, and it's like people I barely even know or don't know at all. And I'm like, I want to be like, dude, I don't need a pen pal. Like, no disrespect.
Dude, you need to be, that needs to be your new response.
I think it
you
all
have
the
to
time.
Respond that way.
But that's just not nice.
Dude, I don't need a pen pal.
But sometimes I'm like looking.
Yeah.
And there are times where someone like direct messages me and they never stop direct messaging me. I never reply because I don't know them. And then it's like they're sending me video links. Like, stop. Don't send me video links. I don't have time to watch these videos.
I feel like I'm talking to myself. You understand I've been complaining about this for years.
I know. I've been holding it back.
Yeah.
And today it's finally coming out. I think now having a kid, it's just like, you feel bad not writing somebody back, but I'm also like, man, I got to put my phone down.
Dude, you know, that's what I struggle with my whole time. Yeah. It's like, okay, I mean, this is what I get for friending you? This, you're just going to pester me? I don't
want to be a pen pal.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for listening. And if you have something to say, but just sending me a random video with, I don't even know what it is.
I feel like a chick sometimes, where it's just like hey, what's up? Nothing.
Yeah, no D pics or anything, just a regular random video.
I send them back.
All right. That's what I think they want. That's why I send them all the time.
Enough bitching on Say Something Nice Day. I guess it is also Oscar the Grouch Day, and we're being full grouch mode.
Yeah, you are.
Grouch mode.
Do it.
This guy in North Carolina, he's an idiot. His name is David, and he's 25 years old, and he was arrested because he tried to rob a convenience store, and the weapon that he used, it was not a real gun. It was a duck hunt gun.
Nice. Wow.
Now, in all fairness, it was painted black, so it didn't look like the old orange and gray duck hunt gun. But still, that gun is a ridiculous-looking gun.
Yeah, it looks like a futuristic weapon.
Yes, absolutely. And this one's just painted all black, so maybe he thought that's how he could get away with it. Oddly enough, the robbery was successful at first. He showed the gun. He got $300 from the register, but then the clerk called the cops, and they tracked David down the street and arrested him. We have audio of that.
Okay.
Thank you.
The
dogs. That was the canine.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure Vicky's showing me his mugshot. He actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, he's ready to do a video, like a music video.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to listen to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I'm liking this guy.
Danny's in now.
I think he's our boy, Danny.
Duck hunt gun.
Yeah.
This could be the strangest prank. Some are claiming it to be the greatest senior prank of all time. I think it could have been one of the dumbest and quite possibly a dangerous prank if it went a different direction.
Somebody's getting older.
All right, you hear this one.
Okay, I will hear this one because I'm right here listening.
All right, the entire class at a private school in Delaware, not a huge class, but like 60 to 80 kids, I guess it was, or something along those lines, snuck into their principal's house at 1 a.m. and broke into the house.
So far, I have no problem with this.
And they all decided to sleep there and had a sleepover. Yeah. And then the principal finally came down in the morning, to have her coffee at 6 a.m. and found like 60, 70-ish students all sleeping in her house.
Wow. That is, again, I wish I could make fun of you for this, but this is bad.
She's wearing a robe. She's got her Crocs on. Good thing she's, not naked. That would have been awkward.
Yeah.
And also, good thing she didn't freak out and grab like a duck hunt gun and start shooting everybody.
Dude, that's true.
If you have people in your home, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a bunch of people in my house, I'm starting to kick people in the head.
Yeah, that's wrong. How do they think this is a good idea?
Well, apparently it worked out well for her. She was a little startled at first. She closed the door and then she realized what was going on. Then she opened up the door and here's the audio.
Good morning, little bunnies. How many? Oh my God. And all of you.
You might want to walk around.
Oh, you are in the most trouble.
Dude, I'm not.
Little buddies, I'd be calling them little effers. Get out of my house.
See, it goes, dude, life has changed. There is no way you do this in my generation. And I don't know, Steve, could you think you could pull this off?
If any of my friends suggest that, I'm like, dude, I want to live to, 19. I think our principal might snap.
Yeah, see, I had the kind of principal that wouldn't call me a little bunny and probably would have shot at us.
Well, she said it was, quote, the most beautiful sight she could imagine.
Okay. This is, you're feeling.
Right? That is an awe moment.
No, it's not. You're fueling the fire. Principal. You know what? These kids should never be allowed to graduate.
Wow. And she should be fired.
No, she didn't do anything wrong.
Just by allowing them in her home.
Well, I feel like allowing and breaking and entering, it's a fine line, isn't it? Yeah. I allowed you to break into my home.
Fire her for calling them little bunnies.
Okay, I agree with that. That's really hate speech.
All right, let's talk about something awesome.
Yeah?
The Mariners lose to the Yankees, what was it, like 10-4. Then lose to them again, 10-2. So you're like, oh boy. Here we go. The Bats are alive with the Bronx Bombers. Not in George Kirby's house.
No.
George looked phenomenal. Would have bounced back from one of the worst starts he's had against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We gave him a crap ton of runs. This time around, gives him 0 runs in 8 innings. He strikes out 7. He looked phenomenal. Then the bullpen jumped in as well. They were doing great. The Yankees could not score. Slight problem. Mariners couldn't score either. Game goes to the 10th inning.
Extras.
0-0. Even George Kirby said it felt like a playoff game. And the best part is George Kirby grew up a massive Yankees fan. He grew up in New York. Well, so how cool is that he's just like dominating the team that he grew up loving?
I'm not going to hold that against him.
No, I don't. No. So 10th inning, there's a runner on, and then Big Dumper makes it all happen. That's right, Cal Raleigh with the big RBI single to win the game for the Mariners in the 10th. And a baby cow. You see all the players jumping out there and they threw gum at him?
Oh, I didn't know they were trying to make him a gum wall?
I don't know, but there's a great picture that
look at that.
Of Cal Raleigh, just his face. Dude, this is like the greatest picture ever. I mean, it's a Photoshop worthy picture as well.
Yeah, that's
just
pretty
all
awesome.
These little what are those? Like what kind of gum are those?
It's like double bubble.
Double bubbles, like all in the little wrappers.
That's a little kid's dream come true.
Just getting pelted in the face, kind of like that meme with the girl with the hot dogs. For some reason, it's getting in the face and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is popular, but this one's also is awesome.
Yeah, I hope you got to be careful though. You could put a guy's eye out with double bubble.
Also, I got to say. Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's the biggest fan of Cal Raleigh because he slapped the Big Dumper's dumper.
Did he really?
Like 3 times after he hit that hit.
Well,
it was hilarious. He kept slapping him in the butt.
Well, it is a target.
Showing him who's boss.
Yeah. But you got to give love to J.P. Crawford in the top of that inning. An amazing defensive play to keep the Yankees from scoring around the top of the
season, man.
Yeah, and also looks like I think Julio got to be Player of the Week recently.
That's right, recognized.
Yeah, so it's starting to heat up.
Team's coming back.
7-3 in the homestand.
I know that's pretty awesome, man.
That's a pretty awesome. I'm making a pizza pie,
and at least they didn't get swept by the Yankees.
Yeah, it's what we thought. If we could just struggle through the cold weeks the Mariners are right where you want them to be. They're only I think 3 games out of the wild card.
Build a new stadium where it's fully indoors for the first couple of months, and then it becomes an outdoor stadium.
Okay, look, I'm not going to say except it's going to be tough to get people to build a new stadium around here, but you give it a shot.
You want a winner? You
want a winner? That's what you do. I'm not paying for it. I live in Puyallup.
Seattle plays again. They're off to Texas. They play on tomorrow night. So, and also, if you want a winner, you lock in your general manager for several years, and that's what the Seattle Kraken did yesterday. That was the big press conference.
That was the big press conference.
They announced that Ron Francis, he ain't going anywhere, BJ. A 3-year extension, so he's with us until at least the 2026-2027 season. Honestly, that dude should be up for General Manager of the Year. What a great season.
Yeah.
You think about season 1, the team went 27-49-6, had only 60 points. Not a very good year, but it was an expansion year. What are you going to do? Season 2, we just hope we get a little bit better than that. A 40-point turnaround. 100 points, went 46-28-8. Picked up some great players, went to the second round of the playoffs. You cannot complain about that. And I think one of the bigger things, a couple big things, they did nothing during the trade deadline, showing faith in the team that they had. And I think that spoke wonders to the team. And then they ended up performing really well going into the postseason. And he never gave up on Dave Haxtell. A lot of people wanted him to. I think at some point everybody was doubting if that was a good hire. Yeah. But it turned out, man, he had an incredible season. He's up for Coach of the Year, and deservingly so. In fact, if they counted postseason performance, I feel like he'd be a shoo-in for Coach of the Year, but they don't. So that's kind of frustrating because, the Devils coach and also the Bruins coach were the other finalists. I think it's going to go to the Boston guy, but you never know.
Well, maybe might be a runner-up prize for how bad things went for the Bruins in the playoffs.
At the end of the day, who cares? The team was phenomenal, and that's a lot to do with Ron Francis. So that's great news for Seattle Kraken fans. Sounders, not great news. They lost to the Earthquakes.
Danny!
But hey, that was nice of them to allow the Earthquakes to finally win a game. I guess it was like a 14-game road skid that they snapped. So,
of course. Well, we're givers. I guess we played a friendly. Is that what we are? Because we were really friendly to them.
Super friendly. Well, you know what? Hopefully they can win against Portland on Saturday because they're playing the Portland Timbers.
Yeah.
And the T-Birds. The Memorial Cup is still going on, just in case you didn't know.
Oh, I really thought we were like just... because it's round robin.
It's round robin. In those 3 games, they went 2-1. So they move on, and they had a big win yesterday, beating the Kamloops Blazers 6-1. So now they move on to the semifinals, and they'll be playing the winner of the Kamloops Peterborough Pete's game, which happens tomorrow. And if they win that, then they're off to the finals to take on Quebec, the team that they did lose during the round robin. So by Monday, we should know whether or not the Seattle Thunderbirds are the Memorial Cup champs.
Okay, then.
Tonight, it's Game 1. Heat taking on the Denver Nuggets in Denver for the NBA Finals. So we can't. Who do we root for now? We don't have Jason Tatum to think about.
Yeah. Well, Joey D's, any predictions?
Well, we got to listen to him. He knows nothing. Just kidding.
Go Nuggets. Go Nuggets.
I shared with D. Ted Smith on the Megacast this week how Joey said that Jason Tatum was not that good of a player, and that the whole story arc of us becoming Jason Tatum fans just to troll your son. And he looked at me like I was insane when I said that. He goes, I thought Joe liked basketball. How does he like basketball and not know that Jason Tatum is arguably one of the best players in the league?
Well, in the world, apparently.
Yeah, in the world.
Good comeback, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, you just doubled down on you being wrong.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, as far as weather, we've got a high of 68 degrees. It's going to be cloudy thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs report. And that's what's up.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Nice job. I'm giving you, say something nice or wear something nice. What today is this?
It says say something nice day.
There you
dumbass.
Go. All right.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm still going to say something nice to you.
Okay.
Not to Danny and Vicky, though, but I will say something nice to you.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby, because really, even though there's not much nice you can say to Danny, really. Oh, yesterday, Steve did get this one wrong.
A word or phrase that means exactly or nearly the same as another is called a what?
An anagram?
No.
Baklava?
No.
Baklava, please.
What?
Yeah. You know why? Why do we do it's like one of the first things they teach you. How did you and I forget this? Because I forgot it too.
Because we're stupid, BJ.
Oh, okay. Well, say something nice day. You're right. Or is it say something true day? I can't remember. Synonym is what we were looking for, though Steve couldn't even say it, so that was fun to...
Synonym.
I put that on my toast.
Synonym.
Yeah. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. And hold on, I'm lost. But I'm found because the Mariners had a great homestand because of you fine people buying the KISW baseball shirt.
They forgot a couple games in that Yankee series, but yesterday they showed up strong.
7-3 homestand.
I can't complain about that.
No, you really can't. The Yankees are a good team. So bottom line is that your support of the Mariners definitely tied to making money for The Rock. So what do you say? Let's keep it going. Let's keep the money train moving, baby. Get these KISW baseball shirts. 2 versions, home and away. It's got the great Rock logo. It's got the Trident. What else, Steve? What else do you want?
Bubble gum thrown in your face.
All right, yeah, Cal Raleigh, I can do that for you. You want these 3/4 sleeve T-shirts? Two styles to choose from? Go to the Rock Shop, KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
I am. Come on, America!
I'm glad you are, because I know Jake from Victoria, BC is.
Let's go, Canada.
Jake, are you there?
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
How close is that to Abbotsford?
I'm on an island. They're on the mainland.
Oh, never mind.
Far away,
Steve,
then.
you really did a good job there.
I'm just trying to figure out British Columbia, man. I'm coming up to Abbotsford on Saturday.
Oh, are you doing some wrestling?
Yeah, for All-Star Wrestling.
Whoa, you're going kind of deep.
Oh, I'm international now, baby.
Dang, I didn't know you were so fancy.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Baby.
That was make sure international baby.
It does.
Okay.
I left the country.
All right, baby. Now get out of here.
International performer, Steve Migs.
Yeah, you can leave the room, okay, country boy?
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jake has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
What is the minimum SPF recommended by dermatologists for protection against summer sun?
5.
What?
5.
No.
10.
No.
30.
Yes.
Nice work.
Which Shakespeare play is named after a summer night?
Midsummer's Night.
No.
Romeo and Juliet.
No.
Okay.
Pass?
Pass.
Passe.
What is the name of the green dinosaur in the children's show Barney?
Oh, jeez. Pass.
What kind of nut is in a Heath bar?
Is in a what?
A Heath bar.
Oh, boy.
Do they have those up there?
Almond.
Yes.
Nice work.
The summer solstice will land on what day this year?
Oh.
June 21st.
Yes.
Nice.
The Masters tournament is for what sport?
Golf.
Yes. 4 correct.
Well.
Okay, he got the last few
And
right.
he had help. That was the real. I think you should fire your friend, the phone a friend, whoever it was.
Yeah, I don't think he's really much help.
Yeah. Well, at least you agree.
Or no help, yeah.
I mean, you know what? At that point, he's your partner in crime. He's your ride till you die at
Yeah.
this point. And you know what? What the hell?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Jake and Buddy, I don't think you're going to win this, but we'll see.
Here we go. Here comes
Steve, are you ready?
Ah, yes. Could be a pitcher's duel, Sarah. I mean,
I can George Kirby it.
Yeah, Jake could George Kirby
We'll
it.
see. What is the minimum SPF recommended by dermatologists for protection against summer sun?
I'm going to go 15.
No.
25.
No.
10.
20? Which Shakespeare play
Close
is named after a summer night?
Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yes.
Nice work.
What is the name of the green dinosaur in the children's show Barney?
Joshi.
No.
Gumby.
No.
Pokey.
No.
Oh, my God.
What kind of nut is in a Heath bar?
What kind of nut? D's.
No.
Almond.
Yes. The summer solstice will land on what day this year?
August 1st.
No.
July 7th.
No.
June 3rd.
No.
OMG.
The Masters tournament is for what sport?
Golf.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the name of the scale used to measure the heat of chili peppers?
Scoville.
Yes.
Nice.
What language is mostly spoken in Belgium?
Spanish.
No.
German.
No.
English.
No. Who played Uncle Jesse in the sitcom Full House?
John Stamos.
Yes. Oh, and with that, you win 5-4.
Oh, nice try, Jake. All right, there he goes. Oh, sorry, Jake. Thought you were gone.
Oh.
Yeah, good game, though. Closer than we expected.
Way closer than
Doing it for Tina.
Oh, are you?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know you knew Tina.
I didn't.
Okay, then. By the way, can you please stop telling me to play songs for Tina? Because that's what I should do because you liked her.
Huh?
People are screaming on my Facebook pages, play this for Tina now. She deserves it. I'm like, okay, people die, and I'm glad you like her, but stop screaming at me.
What are you supposed to play for her?
I don't know. I just feel like they want me to just all play. All of a sudden, my playlist should be Tina.
Or just say, look, Tina loved Guns N' Roses. I played some for her this morning.
Ooh, good answer.
But Tina was a massive Nirvana fan.
Yeah, she loved Avril Lavigne.
We don't play Avril Lavigne. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I didn't say on the station. They're just telling me in general. No, it's not like requests from listeners. It's just my friends. My friends are posting, play this for Tina now, damn it. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
You should take a break from Facebook. You get really
Oh, you
worked up.
think?
Yeah, I think you should take maybe a month off.
This job, you can. You
can. You got Vicky answering your crap.
I don't want
Sarah.
Vicky answering stuff for me. It gets worse when I come back because Vicky trolls me on Facebook.
I don't know,
pretending
man.
to be
I
me.
see you sometimes surfing on Facebook, and I can see the steam coming out of your ears, and you're ready to yell at people.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? You should set the Facebook down for a month.
I would love to. If
You
I
can.
not for a month. It's impossible with this job.
DJ, I didn't use my Facebook for over a year, and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, I know. I just never said anything to your face.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
He didn't notice exactly. Nobody.
Well, no, I know you don't use it.
I do. I just don't.
I just, you know what?
I check it. I check my messages sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, no, look, you're a better man than me. I feel like I'm a bad employee if I don't do all the socials because I read all the emails from the company. You're right. You're a better man than me.
That's the first problem. Stop reading all the emails.
I really need to stop being
and get off Facebook.
I really need to just stop paying attention to everything.
You just open the email, but then you don't actually read it.
You have a team of people that can play on your Facebook for you.
Yeah, it's Danny, Vicky, and Sarah.
I'm not saying it's a great team,
Yes.
but you have a team of people.
Maybe the worst team, actually.
I really can't trust them, Steve. That's giving me the shakes right now thinking about it.
I mean, circa 2000s, late 2000s Mariners for a team, but you know what? We'll work with it.
Oh, yeah, it is. This is the Jack Z version of a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, I want to say this. Jake got this correct, but I think it's good for everyone to know. The minimum SPF recommended by dermatologists for the summer sun is 30.
30, Steve.
At least. Not 15. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there are some sunscreens where they're not like, I look at it like, sunscreen protection 5. I'm like, what does that do?
Gives you a nice tan or burn, depending who you are. Does anybody know the name?
Happy I'm using something.
Does anyone know the name of the green dinosaur in the children's show Barney?
Is this like you are a moron for not guessing Barney? Question.
And Barney's purple, you
Barney's
dummy.
purple.
Okay, that's okay. Then it must be. Then it must be Baby Bob.
There we go, Dad. Okay.
I thought Barney. How about Barney's a purple dinosaur? I totally forgot that.
Yeah, the whole giant purple dinosaur thing.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Steve, the summer solstice is on June 21st.
How am I supposed to know that?
Jake knows it, and I'm pretty sure almost everybody else in the world knows it, that it's usually on the 21st of June.
Is that when everyone gets naked?
Yeah. Nice. Now you'll never forget.
Yeah.
No, I will.
And what language is mostly spoken in Belgium?
Ooh, does anybody
Austrian?
have a guess
No.
for this?
Belgian?
I'm going to say Danish.
Dutch.
Dutch. Oh, it was a D word anyway.
Yeah, you're kind of close.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
congratulations,
not really.
Steve, on barely winning.
Good job,
Big
Steve.
win. Big win.
Win's a win, baby.
Thank you.
That's what happened last night for your Seattle Mariners. Hey, yesterday, even though it premiered at 9 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, but of course, if you care, but a lot of folks watch the series finale of Ted Lasso. And even though pretty much, again, on Facebook, everybody has been screaming about how bad this season is. And I say everybody, it's all the old people.
Yeah, I have not seen the season yet.
Where are you at?
I just finished season 1.
Well, that's the season everybody loves.
Oh, dude. So I'm watching it. Now, my wife she's not interested in Ted Lasso anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll just watch it while I do cardio at the gym, something to do. I usually watch like wrestling. So I'm like, let's change it up. I don't know if I could watch it at the gym though. Because I'm laughing out loud at moments during that first season. Like, the lady next to me on the treadmill is probably like, what's wrong with this guy? And at the end, I won't spoil it if anyone, obviously it's season 1. But towards the end, it was like a great last episode. And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pumping my fist like I'm watching a legit live sports game.
Yes. And
it was so well done.
Yeah, it's the first season's a great season, and they have 3 total, which is British television. And pretty much this is a British show, if you ask me. Especially Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy Kent.
How is this a British show?
Well, everyone's got a British accent except for Ted Lasso.
But the show was made here in America, right?
I think it was recorded in England. I think it's all over there.
I mean, I thought it was like done by like a American production place.
Well, I would say it's written and created by 2 dudes. It's by Coach, the guy that plays Beard, and also I think Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy. I think those 2 are the collaborators. But it's got a very British feel to it, since pretty much everybody on the show is British. So all the actors for the most part, yeah. But the way they do British shows, they don't kill anything. They 3 seasons is a lot for a British show, and they're done. And so they did end last night, season 3. People have hated season 3, but Sarah and I both watched it. Without any spoilers, Sarah, how did you like season 3 and, of course, the finale?
Oh, I loved it. I watched it last night because J-Rubs and I watched it together. Oh, I laughed. I cried. I cried again.
Really?
Yeah, because I hear it's like, I don't know if it's like the series finale or the season finale or it's done.
I saw something where Sudeikis said that it's done.
It definitely kind of seems like it's done.
But at the same time, if they wanted to come back to it, they could.
I hope they do, but yeah, the ending is I don't know where they would go from here.
Yeah. But if they wanted to, like, look, spoiler alert, nobody died. So nobody's dead. That's nobody died.
Of glory.
I was going to do a joke saying that they, on the last episode, they took a plane to, take their final match, and the plane crashed, and some of them survived, and then they had to start eating each other, and but that would be the story of Yellow Jackets.
Jeez.
I thought that would be kind of funny for Steve to go, what the hell are you talking about?
I thought you were telling me the premise for that movie Alive.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much Yellow Jackets. Right there.
And at first I thought you was giving me the premise of Lost.
Yeah, any of these could be that. No Smoke Monster on Ted Lasso series finale. But I will say this. You love season 1, Steve. Season 2, I like season 2, but probably because it's not the first thing you've ever seen, so they're giving you. It might not be as great as season 1 to you, but still a lot of fun. Season 3 is all about the characters and their evolution, which normally.
I was about to say, I feel like Ted Lasso from season 1 was like one of the best examples of character development that I've ever seen. Like, it went from being like this hokey, silly show, to then having kind of like, oh crap, this is pretty heavy, to then just being super amazing.
They go further with that, and season 3 had a lot of heaviness, but I still think there were a lot of laughs in season 3. And I think it was the perfect resolution to great character development, but a lot of I'm going to just say it. A lot of old white dudes on my Facebook page just are so pissed. It's not season 1. And anytime you ever get deep in character development, it feels like a lot of old white dudes, a lot of old boomers just don't want that. They want characters to be two-dimensional, and that's it. Like sitcoms from the 90s. They don't want anybody to really have any growth.
No depth.
Yeah. And, well, unfortunately, Ted Lasso did that. And that pissed them all off. But Sarah liked it.
Does anyone want to try one of Ted Lasso's little pastries? Really?
Oh, gosh, yes.
I think about that a lot.
The biscuits in the pretty pink box.
Uh-huh. Did you see that coming?
What?
The fact that he kept bringing in biscuits and she kept trying to find the bakery he got
that
them
was
at.
a cool moment.
And it ended up, spoiler alert, but it's season 1.
It's not there. It's not a big...
He was baking them for her.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the show, granted, a lot of people do, but if you don't know the show, Jason Sudeikis plays this, what seems to be corny, almost Saturday Night Live character of a college football coach that's hired to coach a soccer team with no knowledge of soccer whatsoever. And the reason being is that the woman who runs the team, it used to be her ex-husband's team, so she's trying to tank the whole team. That's why she hires this idiot in the first place.
Kind of like to spite him. It almost reminds me of like Major League with that old movie.
Yeah, and that's a concept that's just a wonderful concept. I mean, all the way back to Mel Brooks's The Producers, where basically they tried to make a play that was a failure so they could get basically tax break, and so they wrote a play about Nazis and a Nazi musical, and it ended up being a big hit.
Yeah.
They couldn't, and so that whole concept is a great concept that Ted Lasso does well.
And he's like the most amazing man. I don't know. Like, I either like want to be him or I want him to be my friend. Like, he's just so likable and kind in every situation. And you're like, I would have freaked out by now. Like, how? Yeah. How do you not?
My favorite part of the first season, at least obviously I'm a little bit behind, but it's just like he goes to the pub where all the people hate him because he's doing such a terrible job as the coach, and these fans are constantly giving him a hard time, but he just wins them over. He kills them with kindness the entire time. He's such a fun character.
And it just goes to show you that even though they can call you a wanker and be mean to you, they still can love you. But that's just their language, because it's if you will, the hooligan soccer fan language, which of course, the Richmond fans are like. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. And I loved season 3. I'm going to miss everybody, but it was a great season finale of Ted Lasso. If you have not watched this show on Apple TV Plus, and you can get it somewhere else and don't want to subscribe to the Apple TV Plus, which has actually got a lot of great shows, including a new show called The Silo, which is getting a lot of great reviews.
Including Monster Factory, one of the best shows they've ever put out.
How about that?
Yeah, you still need to check it out, BJ.
I'm watching The Silo. I'll have to get back to you.
Some say it's better than The Silo.
And there's also, I guess, Seth Rogen's doing stuff for Apple TV Plus. There's a new series he's doing. I mean, they're signing some people. They're trying to Netflix this thing. All right, there you go. If you got a relationship problem, you could go to a therapist.
Nah.
Yeah, but if you got a problem at work, you could go to HR.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. If any kind of advice you need, you could get a life coach. You could take some courses.
Nah, pass.
No, really, I'm telling you, the only place to go is to get it for free with us. Call us right now. We're doing Help Wanted, 206-803-ROCK. And hey, do you remember the guy that wanted our advice about how he's in his 40s and dating an 18-year-old that he was once the babysitter for, the Manny?
Oh, he is going to call in. What?
He texted us this morning saying,
What?
It's go time. I want to call in.
And he's going to defend her honor. Oh, this is going to be a juicy help wanted.
Did not like the things that you said about her, BJ.
Okay, then. It is help wanted. We're going to do it at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. What is help wanted? No, it's not someone to come fix anything, or that we need someone to, flip burgers.
Oh, it's not BJ's list?
No, it's not BJ's list, man.
That's you done. BJ's here for you.
That's a whole, if you look that up on the internet, so you're going to get something different.
That's our $1 million idea.
There it is.
We might get arrested.
For years, we've been getting phone calls, texts, and messages from Rockaholics wanting our advice on whatever problems we're having. So, hey, we're making an official segment. You got relationship problems at work, or anything else. It doesn't matter how dumb you think your situation is. We are here for you.
Oh, yeah. The more random, the better.
That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're expert at that.
That's about all I'm good at.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. We've got Matt in Seattle. Matt, you are on The Rock.
Well, hello there, BJ.
Hello there, Matt. Welcome to the show.
Hey, before we delve into this, I got a little bone to pick real quick. Last time I called in, I introduced myself as Tam, and Steve thought that I was saying my name backwards, and I just kind of went with it. But that's actually not true. My name really is Tam. It's short for Tamarack.
So then why are you calling yourself Matt?
Because I thought that Joey wouldn't put me through if I said Tam because of what happened before.
I don't know what Matt. I don't know what Tam or Matt or Jimmy.
Tamarack, you are the Manarack.
I've tried calling in a couple of times since then, and he's never put me through when I've introduced myself.
Joe, you won't believe how many times he talks about how much he hates the name Tamarack.
That's what it is. All right. Well, I'll call you by your real name, Tam. Oh, you change his name to Tam on the screen for me, just so because I have no problem calling you Tam. I don't care if it's your real name. It's your real name.
I like the name Tamarack. Yes. It sounds like a member of the Transformers.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it sounded like he was a Klingon. Yeah. Tamarack.
That works too.
Maybe a Romulan. That's
there we go,
better.
Klingon. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's the Tamarack attack.
All right. So Tam, that was that's not what you called about. So you got that bone out of the way, which was so massively important.
I'm glad we got that fixed.
Yeah. Are you?
I am actually.
Right. Okay. So what else? What else can you do for you, Tam?
Okay. Well, my fiance was not very happy about the comments you made about her being naive and
You're the dude. Are you the Manny? You're the guy that was like the babysitter. You're in your 40s and she's like 18.
Dude, his name is Tamarack. Why are you calling him Manny?
Hey. You're that guy we read about. You're that guy we read about last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's do a backstory quick.
Go right ahead.
So when we first started this Help Wanted segment, your text was really like the one where like, yeah, we need to start doing this as a segment because we got your text a little bit ago, and you basically said, hey, I'm dating someone who's 18. I used to be her babysitter. We found out later on that you were actually like more of like a Manny or a nanny type of a situation, but you said her dad doesn't really approve of it. Her mom doesn't like it. And you texted us hoping we could give you some advice. And then we learned more information that you were her Manny back when she was like 8 or something like that. And now you're dating her and she's 18. You're 40 something and you're engaged.
I think he's 48. Are you 48, Tam?
46.
46.
Oh, 46. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, she's 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
And she's not happy with some things that I said, which, of course, everybody gets to not be happy. That's the thing.
Welcome to the club. Tell her that we're never happy with the things that BJ says.
Yeah, that's pretty much my life. My question, Tam, is why are you calling in? Why doesn't she call in if she's unhappy?
She doesn't want to go on the air. She's shy.
Oh, is she?
So she heard what we talked about because BJ said, hey, you need to go get some therapy. And then you texted us back like from like the last week or so. We kept hearing from you from time to time. And you're like, hey, I'm actually talked to her. And I think we're going to get some couples counseling.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
So where are we at now?
We actually have an appointment scheduled in 3 weeks.
That's going to be an appointment that you're going to have to keep for the rest of your marriage. That's my prediction. You're going to have this for the rest of your marriage. Because you wrote in because obviously you know there's some drama. The parents aren't crazy about this. And obviously the age difference, 46 years old to 18. Obviously, too, you babysat her when she was a young child, which is, I mean, in culturally speaking, Americans would think that's a little weird that you're now romantic with her since you knew her as like a very young child. So why is she mad at me? I don't, and also you're fighting her battles. I would say this.
Defending her honor, BJ.
What honor? I didn't say anything bad about her. I didn't say anything horrible about it. I thought I threw all the arrows at him. She's just a young kid, doesn't know what the hell she wants, really.
Well, maybe she didn't like you saying that. Maybe she does know what the hell she wants.
I mean, look.
Yeah, that was what she was upset about.
Well, that's true. She's a young person who's still, her brain is still growing. Science is saying that she still won't develop like her full brain until she's probably, late 20s, maybe even early 30s. That's just how it is. So she really isn't at an age to be able to completely really see this through, which is why you got to rely on some people in your life sometimes when it comes to these big decisions, like marrying some guy that's going to be on Social Security before she hits 30.
That was uncalled for.
They're constantly in a state of development.
Yeah, man.
Oh, is there? Oh, thank you, dude. That's your answer. So then I said, should we have sex with people at any age at that point? I mean, that's the idea, isn't it? That you really should wait till the brain is mature. I mean, come on. That's a dumb answer.
That.
I know, but that's a dumb answer.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Tam, do you agree, if you looked at it as an outsider, that this is kind of a strange situation, that you were once her Manny and she was like 8 or something like that years old?
That's a little weird.
Was there a big time away from her? Like, I mean, because it feels very groomish.
Sure does.
All of a sudden she turns 18 and now you're engaged to marry someone that you were once a nanny for back when she wasn't even double digits. It's a weird vibe, man.
I'm not saying it's normal. But
was there
it's weird.
Did you lose contact?
We understand that.
Did you guys lose contact over the years and reconnect? Like, how did that happen?
So I was a live-in Manny for her until she was about 12, and then I moved out and kept in contact with them over the years, and it's just been the last year or so that we started dating.
Dude, so really, when did you fall in love with her?
I would say in the last year or so.
So wait, you said you've been dating for a year. So you fell in love with her as soon as you saw her again?
No. what I'm saying is that so we started kind of developing romantically in the last year or so.
Yes,
and,
I understand that.
Or so part, man.
Dude,
that makes me feel like it's actually been more than a year.
Dude, when did you first when did you first start dating her?
About a year ago.
All right, so okay, we're gonna say it was June of last year. When did you fall in love with her?
Well, I've always loved all the kids. That's
the answer.
Okay, not romantically. Not romantically.
That's what I'm asking. When you use the phrase "fall in love"? We don't use that with our kids. Yeah, you are not looking good.
Okay.
But Tam, when did you say, "Oh man, this could be the woman I want to marry"? When did you say that? When did that hit your brain?
When she started giving me vibes.
What was the day? When was it when she started giving you vibes?
I don't know what the exact day was, BJ.
Well, how about, was it 2 months in, 3 months in? Do you at least know that?
Into what?
Oh, my God. When did you realize you wanted her to be your wife? I didn't
fall in love with her when she was 6, if that's what you're asking me.
But what about 16, 17?
This is not a difficult question.
That's what I'm saying. It was last year, 17.
Oh.
She was 17 years old, and you were a 45-year-old man. You started dating her. What do you understand that in a year's time, any human being, really, that's very accelerated, especially for a young person. Now, you're an older person. I get it. Older people can go, I've been around the block a little bit with relationships. But my point is, for her at 17 years old, that's like high school romance. You go through a lot of relationships at that age. That's what we all did when we were in high school. That's my point. You are so way beyond her when it comes to that thing that I don't think she realizes this is just like any other possible romance you'd have in high school. You don't seem to understand that. I don't think you get that perhaps in 5 years she'll be like, what the hell did I do? This dude's in his 50s. I need to get the F out. How do you not have that occur to you? She's a high school kid.
I'll be honest, BJ. I never expected that we would end up getting engaged.
That's because you're a dope. You shouldn't expect that. You should not expect, as a guy that used to be somebody's nanny, that you would go, hey, I just met you again at 17. You shouldn't expect anybody to go, we should get married. You should look at them and go, honey, thank you so much. That's flattering, but that's not going to happen. That's what anybody who is your age would reasonably do, because she doesn't know what the hell she wants right now. She's a kid, especially now where basically it's not like it was when you were 18. She's probably not going to be a full-grown adult to really know what the hell she's doing until she's about 27, 28 years old. And behavioral science says that now. 18-year-olds are nowhere near as autonomous as they used to be 20, 30 years ago. And you don't
BJ,
understand.
I beg to differ with you.
I know you do, but you're not a behavioral scientist. You're a moron who thinks that you're going to actually be good for this woman. And I'm not telling you, I'm not really being mean to her. I'm being mean to you because you're so damn selfish. The parents are pissed. She thinks she's in love because you spent so much time with her as a caregiver. She doesn't
her
know.
Mom is not so pissed. It's mainly her dad.
I don't blame him one bit.
Her mom,
you should be thankful he hasn't punched you in the face.
And her mom is probably not cool with it either, but she's just like, well, whatever. Yeah, but let's be honest. She's not super happy about this either.
How would you feel if you had a kid that was like 8
Come
years
on.
old and then 10 years later, the person that was helping raise her wanted to now marry her? Like, wouldn't you feel like that's a lot strange?
Come on, Tam. I mean, really.
Just because it's strange doesn't mean it's wrong.
Dude, it's...
actually, yeah. Sometimes things are strange and wrong.
I'm saying you're being selfish. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes, but sometimes they're not.
No, dude, I'm saying you're being selfish. If you really cared
You're
for her...
You're messing with this kid's mind.
Yeah. If you cared for her like you did when you were her nanny, you'd be like, am I the best person for her? Like, you just, that's the thing you have to think of when you're thinking about getting in relationships with anybody. You got to go, is this going to be good for her? Is this really good for her? Her parents are pissed. I'm as old as I am. Really, those are things
I'm a great person for her.
Yeah, I know you think you are because you want her. Take out of the equation what you want. If you really love her, don't you want what's best for her? And what's best for her may not be some guy with an antique organ in about 20 years, because that's what you're going to be. This poor girl's going to be in her 30s, and she's going to have to be dealing with a 60-year-old? Is that really what anybody wants when they're 18, to have to be a caregiver to some old dude?
And she has a lot of growing up still to do. If you cared about her, let her do the growing up.
You know, BJ, I still think that, you know, that in some ways you may be right about when we get older. You know, maybe things may not work out forever, but as long as she wants to be with me, that's fine. And when she's ready to go,
she doesn't know what she wants. Tam, she doesn't know what she wants.
You're messing with her mind right now. That's why she's. You do you not realize that this can mess her up forever by being in this relationship?
What would you say, Tam?
Her mind. She's the one.
Tam, what would you say if she was 15 and wanted to do this? If she was 15 years old, what would you say? Would you say she knows what
she's too young?
Well, yeah. Do you think she knows what she wants at 15? Would you, if it was legal and okay, would you say, well, she knows what she wants? Or do you think at 15 she probably doesn't know what she wants?
Life is a constant evolution.
Okay, Tam, you are such a BS artist.
Fortune cookies and just talk like a normal person.
Tam, I advise you. And I'm done talking. Well, I advise you, Tam.
We're talking to a wall.
Go to a therapist yourself, and you have this conversation.
Lay all this out to them.
Yeah, lay it all out to a therapist yourself. Couples counseling is definitely what you're going to need, but hopefully the couples counselor will go, you guys, no. But you go to a therapist yourself, lay it all out, and you'll start to realize that you're selfish. It has nothing to do with her. She's just a kid.
Can I just say, this is entirely bonkers. Everything
that's completely bonkers. Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting this.
Well, it's when you're named Tamarack, this is what you do.
He probably should just stick with Matt so nobody knows, because Tamarack's a very recognizable name.
Yeah, it is. If this is what she wants, it's totally selfish, dude. You're just selfish. Totally selfish. You know, I mean, come on. Really, it's this. If it was 100,
what she wants, BJ.
If it was 150 years ago, nobody would bat an eye. But the trouble is that culture today is very different, and you're going to make her life miserable, her parents miserable. You have to take into account the full picture.
I feel for her parents too.
Look, dude.
Here's a person that they brought into their. Imagine bringing somebody into your world to be your nanny.
Yeah,
and then 10 years later, this is happening.
I think if this were my daughter...
Also, though, after talking to Tam for about 10 minutes...
Yeah.
Why the hell did you hire him as your nanny?
Yeah, that's a good point. That was a bad move.
I mean, that was even when he was less mature.
That was a bad move right there. Boy, oh boy. I don't know who made that call, but that's a bad move. Yeah.
Sometimes, you got to pay a little extra for quality.
I think I would have... If Sarah brought home Tam and she was 18 and said, I'm getting married to that guy, I'd be like, you know what? You're not having a wedding on me. I'm not paying for this. I mean, I think you have to put your foot down as a parent and go, look, you get to do what you want with your life. I don't have to agree to everything, and I think in this particular instance, it's one thing if he was like maybe even 15 years or maybe even 20 years difference. Maybe if he was 38-ish, I could be like, okay, maybe I'd be all right. Because 38's, I just think it's very different than 46. Mm-hmm. And if she was like mid-20s also, that's the other thing. Mid-20s, I might be able to deal with somebody in their 40s, but 18 is so freaking young.
Well, it's also just the backstory of all. I mean, not that it makes it much better, but he meets her at a concert at the age of 18. You still be like, that's weird, man.
Yeah.
You still really think this through. But then when you add that there's that backstory that you just can't ignore, that he was a part of their lives and helped raise these kids. Like, that's where it's just like, oh my gosh, dude, that took it to a whole other level. It was already weird.
And you're dating a 17-year-old at 45 years old. That's just not cool.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. I know legally the state says you can do it, but we all agree that 18 years old is pretty much when you go, all right. Even though we might not like it, an 18-year-old can do whatever they want. 17, they're still in high school, and you're being romantically involved with somebody. No, dude, you have issues in the head, because at least you'd go, look, let me wait. At least you could do that just because that's what society wants you to do, and you don't even care about that.
I know, but it's all up to her. Like, she just, it's like, you're going to give her all of your life decisions? Like, you probably wouldn't trust her with any other decisions that you make in your life. Now, all of a sudden, you want to trust an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old with the decision of whether or not you should be in a relationship with them? Yeah. That seems bonkers, BJ, I say. I'm with bonkers with a capital B.
Well, that did not go the way I thought it would go.
It went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, best of luck to them.
No,
Not as a couple.
No, best
but like as they go off and hopefully go in two different directions in life.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Wow. And wow. All right, well,
we said no matter how random the problem is.
That was, whoa. Well, we got a guy that has come up with a great way to save money. Okay, he replaced his toilet paper with plant leaves? Oh, I don't want that. Yeah, this guy is quite a character, and you're going to hear from him at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
At Columbia College, you can invest in your future without sacrificing today. Online, in-class, and virtual options save you time and money. Take the first step toward earning your accredited degree. Classes start soon. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Let's talk about Robin. He was always, better than Batman anyway. Yeah. Robin from North Carolina. He's in the news because he's spreading the word about eliminating toilet paper from your shopping list and replacing it with leaves. You might want to check out the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
When you listen to this, and you hear this guy's voice and the way that he talks, it's like, this is exactly what I was expecting when someone's trying to tell me. He has this vibe to him that's just like, yeah, man, let's just use leaves on our tushes.
Yeah, when I woke up 10 years ago, one of the things that I realized is when I was buying toilet paper like this, I was basically wiping my butt with my money. The average person spends $11,000 on loo rolls or toilet paper rolls in their lifetime. And I just said at that time, I'm not wiping my butt with my money anymore.
Yeah, man.
Dude, he looks just like every new age, new thought guy who's got a floating tank kind of
and a
business.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I love this guy.
Yeah, I hate this guy.
I wipe my butt with leaves.
He has the short hair, but he kind of looks like an aging Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Especially because he's got the green shirt.
The green V-neck shirt is helping.
Have you guys ever heard of the phrase snag? It's not the phrase, but the abbreviation snag.
No, I don't think so.
Sensitive new age guy is what we were all called back in the 90s and 2000s. He totally looks like a snag. He really, really does.
I love this dude.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't even think he's really in the backdrop in the video. It looks like he's like in like some kind of like little bit like wood sauna. But then he started moving his hand, and it's like a green screen, like a zoom filter.
Oh, I thought that was his toilet paper room. I thought it was in his bathroom, and he just decided to make it all cedar so the moths couldn't.
This guy's fantastic.
So it's just a background.
I've been to festivals with this guy. I'm positive of it.
Yeah.
He's probably given me acid at one point in my life.
Yeah, I bet he has.
I love this guy.
He's got to have a blue screen, too, because he's got so much green.
Yes.
Like everything would be invisible, so he must be doing blue screen. All right. Well,
I mean, he did say we could save $11,000 on toilet paper. Look, I don't know. I got to do the math. I don't think I'm dropping $11,000 a year or $11,000 a year.
No, lifetime. You said.
Oh, lifetime.
Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, look, with a wife and a kid, we're starting to use toilet paper a lot more than I expected in life, but that seems like a ridiculous amount.
Has this guy never heard of a bidet?
That's what I was thinking.
They're like
man, use a plant. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, you just turn the knob. You don't have to worry about plucking a plant leaf, and you're good.
This won't make your hiney wet, though.
Yeah, you can get the one with the little air dryer, though.
There's that, too. Yeah. See, Vicky's got all of it. Now, granted, I mean, people might say stuff, well, you're wasting water using bidets, but yeah.
I mean, he's showing the leaf, and the leaf size-wise is very similar in size to a roll, like a sheet of toilet paper, like 3 sheets of toilet paper.
Yeah, but okay.
Now he's wiping his face with it. This guy's out of his mind.
Yeah, but the leaf isn't absorbing, is it?
I mean, I love the hosts are just looking at it like, who booked this?
Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, yeah, he's perfect for those kind of morning shows because he's the wacky sort of like offbeat guest.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's just like, I think the guy is scamming all of us. I think it's fantastic.
Are you sure?
I think he's just looking for a way to be able to get, like you said, his podcast more views. And so, hey, man, I wipe my butt with plants. Tune into my podcast, learn more.
I'm a fan.
I know, I'm not. I've seen too many of those guys at seminars I've gone to. He looks like every seminar leader I've ever gone to when you go to those drumming things where it's like, hey, man, this is how to be a better man. He's that guy. He really is.
He's the guy who'll teach you how to be successful, but he's like living at home with his parents.
Well, I didn't
He's 43.
Didn't want to bring it up. Yeah, I mean, there are. Look, I will say this: there are other cultures that think we Americans are disgusting because we use toilet paper and actually don't clean the area when we're done. They find us to be very disgusting. There are cultures that say you don't eat with the hand that you wipe yourself with, and they think we're disgusting that we do.
Huh?
Yeah,
I never really put any thought into it, but I'm okay.
Yeah, so you wipe with the one hand, but you eat with the other hand, so you're okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, then. All right.
I'm a lefty, but I guess I'm righty when I'm inside the stalls.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I think this goes back to when
I'm like kind of ambidextrous when it comes to then like this.
So you eat lefty?
Yeah, man.
And you wipe righty?
Yeah.
Whoa, look at you.
I could do both, man, and save time.
Yeah, I have to say I'm the same way. I eat righty, but I wipe lefty now that you bring it up.
The visual I'm getting right now.
Yeah.
You don't need those visuals, Danny.
Well, you put them in my mind. So
well, listen, Danny.
That's a you problem.
Steve and I realized there were going to be some times where you had to eat on the toilet and you had to know which hand to use.
Oh, gotcha.
Or if I need to write a letter because I'm a lefty.
Oh, right. That's a good point.
I can write letters.
Dear John.
Next time you get a Christmas card from me, now you know where it happened.
Boy, that's... I think I.
Do we have any more audio from this guy talking about stuff?
Sure. Here he is.
I'm fascinated.
Okay,
by this
so
guy.
here he is. He uses what he calls the toilet paper plant.
A friend introduced me to the toilet paper plant. He gave me a cutting of the plant, and within a year, I had a toilet paper plant that was about 8 feet wide and was growing enough leaves, I would say, for a family of 5.
Okay.
It's called the Charmin of the Garden.
The Charmin of the Garden. Okay.
Oh my God.
And so here he is showing the interviewers the 2 plants that he uses to make his hiney chlorophyll clean.
People ask, like, is this big enough for me? Well, even if you have a little bit of a bigger butt, this leaf is big enough for you. And what I love about both of these is that they're just genuinely, like, soft as can be. They're both wonderful plants. Personally, this is the one that I've used. It's in the mint family, so it's also got a real nice minty smell. This is my number one preference, but this is my number two preference for doing number two.
This guy, he cracks me up. But, I mean, we've talked to him, and people wonder, like, do plants have feelings? I mean, is what he's doing, is he very humane to the poor plant?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you want to have, like, your arms basically pulled off so you can wipe somebody's butt?
Not necessarily, no.
Yes,
that's not been a life goal of mine.
Yeah, right.
I do remember has anyone ever used leaves?
Nope.
So you've never gone camping where you needed to use a leaf?
I feel like I have. Yes, I have, because when I was in Peru and I was just my God, I had the deli belly. It was beating, and you had to use something, and there was no paper out there.
What does he do? He can't flush this though.
Well, that's a really good point. Does he
flush it?
Maybe he throws it in compost, dude. Oh, that's even worse.
Now I'm out. I'm back to toilet paper, guys.
Yeah.
I was about to get these plants.
Oh man. I mean, maybe it's better all in all for our life. I imagine sewage and all that. Maybe it is.
You know what? I'm okay with, like, doing things the old-fashioned way.
Are you really? Yeah. It's kind of the new old-fashioned way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The only time I never done it, but I remember my buddy, I think I told you at the time when we both did mushrooms, my buddy Andy and I, and it was in college, and we were tripping our faces off, and we decided, let's go to the bar. And this is like, dude, it's like 7 p.m. We were just... It's college. So we're walking, we're tripping, we're laughing, and we think it's the best time. Well, he got hit with the mushroom toots. Like, he had to go.
Oh, boy.
And he's like, dude, I got to go. I'm like, dude, we are literally 2 blocks away from the bar. He said, I can't make it. And he just drops his pants. Like, before I can even tell him this is not a good idea.
I know what that feels like, though.
And it's like 7 p.m., so the light is still out in Plattsburgh, New York, and he's in the middle of the street, just hunched over, laughing and going. And I'm now crying, because I think it's the funniest thing in the world, until the movie in the movie theater that was right outside let out. And now all these people are coming out, and I'm like, this could not come at the worst time. And he's yelling at me, Migs, you got to get me some leaves. And I'm like, why? He goes, I got to wipe my butt. I'm like, and now I'm trying to, the tree is too high, so I'm jumping like a maniac, trying to just get something for him as these people are coming out. So they're watching one guy laughing hysterically as he's jumping up and down, trying to grab a leaf, as the other guy's just in a squatting position with his pants around his ankles.
Oh, you guys weren't on anything.
Oh, my gosh, dude. That was one of my favorite experiences.
Well, I think now you know that Leaf Boy over here, the Charmin of the garden.
That's why whenever I see my buddy Andy on Facebook and he does something like, like really like cool at his kids and his family, and he's like, become like he's just a good dude and done good things in his life, right? And he lives in Ohio now. And all I could think of, this is the same guy that was high on mushrooms and pooped in the middle of the street in Plattsburgh, New York as a movie got out.
See, you're the friend that he never wants to bring over to talk to his teenage kids.
Yeah, I would never say anything.
But if he's reprimanding them and they're going, you know what, Mary, you were late with that library book. Go to your room, and you'd be like, really? You would pull him aside and go, so that you're really?
I feel like he would pull me aside before he goes, hey man, let's forget that mushroom story ever happened, because I'm sure it's no different than my buddy Brandon, who his nickname was Doper in college, and we were at a radio convention in Denver, and he lived there with his kid and his wife, and he's like, I'll swing by with the family at the hotel. I'm like, awesome, man. Can't wait to see you. It's been years. Yeah, you get a text. He goes, hey, please don't refer to me as Doper. Wife knows nothing about my past.
Oh, hey, Doper.
And I was like, that's hilarious. I was like, that's a harmless name. And I forget, he was also selling us the drugs. And like, there's a lot to unpack, and it's probably best she doesn't know your nickname.
Problem is, she's going to find out, because, the apples don't fall too far from the tree. So usually the spouse is like all surprised, why is my kid this way? And if the other spouse doesn't reveal a little bit about who they were, they feel like, this doesn't seem right. It's like, well, actually, I bet one of you people were really whatever.
Or one of his college buddies, the more drinks you have, is going to forget and be like, hey, Doper, you want another drink? And she's like, who's Doper?
I love the movies where there's always the staunch father that's just like, you're not going to marry this guy. He's a this, he's a that. And then all of a sudden the old buddy comes by and goes, I remember you when you were his age. You used to do A, B, C, D, and E. Shut up. And I think that's needs to happen for Doper if he ever tries to get a little too staunch with his kids.
Plus, not so subtle of a nickname that we gave him.
No, Doper pretty much says it all.
I mean, he might as well have been like, this is our friend. We nicknamed him Weed Dealer.
Yeah. Yeah. Your friend, though, I mean, Street Pooper, that would be his name. I mean, really, if you called him by his regular name, he's Street Pooper to me. You don't lose that.
Yeah.
SP, what's up?
SP.
How you doing, brother? I'm sorry. Man. Yeah, how do you can't get away from that. You're Street Pooper. I mean, really, dude, because that really doesn't happen a lot, to people in their lives where they go, guess what? Middle of the street, I'm making it happen.
Well, I hope this guy is, I don't know, is he trying to sell these plants? Like, what is his thing? Is he hoping I
don't know.
Or is he just trying to spread awareness?
I've had
choice of term.
As it were, yeah. I've had my fill of guys like this, people like this trying to sell you something. It usually turns into some MLM scheme.
It's always a biohack, man, or body hack, or it's always a hack of something.
It looks like they say that they don't sell plants, but they do suggest a donation. They will provide you with cuttings for the plant so you can grow your own. And as far as
donation,
right?
Hey, man.
As far as how you're supposed to dispose of them, you can either throw them away in the garbage or use a compost/dry toilet.
Okay. That's never going to happen.
No.
And throwing away...
I could never invite anyone over to my house if I had a dry toilet.
Yeah. Throwing away in the garbage. I mean, I guess that's what we do with dog stuff, right? People throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, some do. Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean
some places in the world, that's kind of what you have to do because plumbing's really bad.
Yeah,
I'm glad I live in Washington State where that is not an issue.
America!
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
Yeah. Where we can poop in peace.
In the street with Steve and his friend.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, there you go.
When a friend says, get me leaves, I'll be like, okay, how high do I have to jump?
How high, baby? Hey, we're going to be hearing a lot from Harrison Ford, as you know, because Indiana Jones, the new movie's coming out soon.
Oh, great.
So he's going to be making the rounds talking about stuff. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm a fan.
Why are you pooping in the street all over Harrison Ford? I don't know. But he did just share a great story about a time that a huge rock star threw a joint at him. You're going to hear from Harrison. Probably was Doper. You're going to hear from him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Invest in your future at Columbia College. Take that next step toward the career you've been dreaming of. From a leader in online learning for over 20 years, make a difference in your future with a degree from Columbia College. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, Harrison Ford is an old dude, so of course he's had a life.
Yes.
And a life before he became the big star from Star Wars and of course, Indiana Jones. Back in 68, he wasn't any of those folks. So he had to do stuff. And so as a favor for a friend, Harrison Ford spent 10 days as a cameraman filming shows by the Doors for a concert film.
Okay. I feel like, I don't know if he's ever put out a memoir, but a Harrison Ford memoir would be something that I think would be interesting to read or listen to as an audiobook.
Oh, dude. Yeah, those days.
I mean, he's probably done a lot. And just the stories alone from being in Hollywood. And he's kind of a gruff dude now, like not in a bad way, but he just seems like he's a zero F's given type of a dude.
Yeah, he does come off
get
like
out of
that.
his car and yell at people in traffic in New York City, like that kind of a vibe, because he's done it. I think his book would be an interesting read.
And
listen, I don't read books.
Yeah. Okay. So he'd do this. Somebody would do the audiobook. And Harrison shared a great story about one particular interaction that he had with Jim Morrison, of course, the late frontman for the Doors.
Do I remember working with Jim Morrison and the Doors? I have some vague memories. I was second assistant cameraman. I remember that he was on stage smoking a joint, and I was standing in the front, and they were reloading my camera, and he flicked it to me. And then I'm standing there with a joint in my hand. I didn't inhale.
Didn't inhale. Sure you didn't.
I love that.
Yeah, sure you didn't.
You have to. If Jim Morrison throws you a joint, don't you smoke from it?
Oh yeah, you do. Especially back then. I mean, you're like, come on.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I had that little dilemma in my head when I wasn't I was like, oh man, I stopped smoking weed, but I was like, no interest in smoking again. But I had to do an interview with Snoop Dogg. I'm like, what if Snoop Dogg offers me a hit from his joint? Do you do it?
I feel like you got to.
I know. That's what I thought too.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's unless you're having serious issues where you're not supposed to do that kind of. You just decided not to.
Right. Like I was like, you know what? That's worth that. Yeah, I have to make that happen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's no different. First time I ever smoked. I told you this story. I was going to get radio identification lines from Cypress Hill. It was like those, you're listening to this radio station. It wasn't even an interview, but I got the opportunity to go on their bus to get these recordings in college. And the first thing I walk on the bus, they're playing Sega Genesis. This is how long ago it was. And B-Real's like, you want a hit from this? It was almost like hit from the bong. It was like, you want a hit from this joint? I'm like, I'd never smoked weed before. And I was like,
oh, that's a tough one.
And I was in college. I was like, and I knew in the back of my mind at some point I'm gonna. I hadn't had the courage yet. It's like, this has to be the first time I ever smoked weed.
Feels like a great Virgin experience.
Yes. So of course I did it. Got the lines, played a little Sega Genesis with them. It was a surreal experience, BJ.
Did you have an embarrassing inhale?
No.
Oh, good for you.
But I went.
Good for you, because I did.
I was going super careful because I have always heard those stories. No. But I do remember getting lost on my way back to the dorm.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't stay in there very long. It wasn't like they made me it wasn't like one of those things where hang out with us for the rest of the night, Steve. It wasn't like the start of a crazy movie. It was more like, let's get this idiot stoned and then be on your way.
Thanks for coming by, buddy.
Yeah. But how do you pass up a chance to get stoned with the guys in Cypress Hill?
Seems like that's a good brand for them. Hey, welcome you in, do what you got to do. Here's a joint, get the hell out.
I just listened to Ric Flair was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and shout out to Ride the Chicken Man, Rocky. He said, hey, you got to check it out. Ric Flair's on there. I'm like, absolutely. And apparently Ric Flair, I did not know this, but he now has, they're called Woo Chews, edible. He's in the pot business.
Woo!
Right. So he's doing different edibles and things like that. And he also does pre-rolled joints. And so he gave one to Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan lit it up, and he's like, next thing you know, he's smoking weed with Ric Flair. He's like, I can't believe this is happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know he was in that business.
I didn't know that either. I wasn't keeping up on that.
I got to find me a good chewable. I feel like that would. I think that would be good for me. Good edible, just a gum, because I don't want to smoke.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind powering down a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's all about the timing with those. I think you should. By all means, if that's what you want.
I want to get a light dose just to see what's up.
Oh, absolutely. They have them all. Usually they're individually wrapped in small doses, and then it's up to you to how much. But the problem is sometimes they taste so good.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're holding onto the couch because you can't go anywhere.
That's a sound effect I don't think I ever need to hear again. But I did. But I heard it again today.
Yeah. He says, Ric Flair says that he's making more money in this world than he ever made in wrestling. Oh, nice. Now, granted, he was a star in the 70s, and he probably made very good money back then, but comparatively speaking, not as much as what he's doing, I guess, in the weed business.
Well, yeah, you got a name like his. You've got a business that, is a very, everybody wants to do it, even though still not everybody feels like they could, brand it. And so, yeah, how many people do you know at his level are in the weed business? When you think about it, Mike Tyson, yeah. So wait, but in the world
Seth Rogen,
in the world of wrestling, is anybody doing as much as who's as big of a figure as him in the weed business?
Hogan might now start. I think he's starting to get into the gummies.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that. Have some gummies, brother.
It's funny, the one time that I ever kind of got close, and it wasn't because I wanted to try weed, but it was because my cousin had a bunch of Sour Patch Kids, or what I thought were Sour Patch Kids. And me, being the sneaky person that I am, I was going to steal a bunch of them. And he caught me, luckily, and looked at me and just smiled and was like, yeah, go ahead. Have a few of those, Danny. And I was like, these aren't Sour Patch Kids, are they?
Yeah. These are making me feel funny. So you've never smoked weed?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's of all the dumb things you've done in your life, I would assume at some point you'd be like, sure, let's have some weed.
No.
Wow.
It's never been an interest.
No, never.
Oh,
Really
that is that.
No curiosity. I'm not trying to make you do it. Like,
I would lose a bet,
joint, Joe.
With I've done the CBD stuff. As I've gotten older with anxiety and whatnot, and like the edibles with just CBD in them, because that was interesting to me in terms of just like, especially when I was going through my divorce and stuff. But yeah, no, the weed part, the THC getting high aspect has just never been interesting to me.
For me, it was like after a while, I started getting like that whole like paranoid thing, like just like overly overthinking. I'm like, this isn't. I'm supposed to wind down. I'm getting more wound up. Like I got to stop with this, and that was kind of like the death sentence for me. I was like, I'm done with this crap.
I will say though, one of the most fun I ever had is when you and I we went to the wrestling thing, and one of our acquaintances gave us some stuff.
Oh, the old edibles.
And dude,
this is back before edibles were actually like. This is before weed was sold in stores, and it was like just eat a little bit, don't eat a lot.
Oh man, I couldn't stop laughing. It was like I might have been the best mood I was ever in.
The attempt to get down the escalator and being seriously, I was petrified. I was like a child that's just scared to go down, and I'm holding on to the banister, like the rails.
I laughed
and
so hard.
And BJ's hunched over laughing.
I just can't believe.
And I'm like, I can't do it, man. And there's like people waiting, families, like 4-year-olds are like, come on, you little wimp, let's go, that kind of a thing. And I'm like, I'm too scared. Are there stairs?
It was.
Can I go downstairs?
And I felt that on the plane. Like I couldn't wait to get off. I thought the plane was closing in on me.
Oh my god!
And I felt so good getting out of there, and then all of a sudden it turned to laughter as Steve couldn't go down the escalator. It was a blast.
But we did come up with what would have made us millionaires. Do you remember the $1 million concept?
I don't know if I do.
We were at a restaurant, and of course everything takes forever.
Sure.
So I'm like, what is this food? When is this waiter going to come to us? And then we were like, they need to create something that is at a table where you could just like type in what you want to eat.
Oh yeah.
Hit a button and it gets sent right to the kitchen, like an iPad kind of a thing.
And Red Robin listened.
Years later, great, I'm sure 1 million people had this idea too. But years later, Red Robin.
Yep.
You can make it happen.
But you still can't order food from those things. You
Some
can
of them
order.
can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The ones I've been to, you can only order drinks and desserts.
No, I've been to some where it's like full meal deal. Like you can order the meal and pay your check.
That's amazing.
Oh, now you can order cars. You can order everything. Now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go to one of those.
We bought a house at Red Robin.
I'm pretty sure the Red Robin one you can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's other places where you can. I can't remember if you can with Red Robin or not. But yeah, the other places I know you can order the whole thing. And sometimes they look at you funny when you don't. Mm-hmm. The guy goes, "What are you doing? You want something? It's right there."
It's funny that you like those kind of things just like don't occur to people. Like didn't occur to people for the longest time. And it's like, wow, why wouldn't you just do that?
Technology. Skynet, baby.
Get back to the Flair thing because he was being asked about because he had a Xanax addiction, I guess. Like he was.
And
it was because of edibles. He started eating he never was like a person that did like pain pills or things like that. But he there's a good story of him like when he was younger dealing with anxiety and he didn't know what anxiety was because back in the day
none of us did. Yeah.
And so it was like his ex-wife at the time was like, "Oh, you're feeling like anxious, this, that, and the other thing. Here, take a Xanax." And he's like, "Well, why do you have this?" Like but like he did, and he felt better. And for years, he would just always rely on that. And it wasn't until he discovered gummies and eating edibles. And that's kind of done the same thing and helped him kick his Xanax addiction.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think one's worse than the other, obviously. And so.
Yeah, I mean, Xanax is good as long as you don't get addicted.
And that's what it was.
The problem is that, like anything, you go, hey, I like to feel like this all the time. And it's like, well, you don't need to feel like that all the time, only when you're like super trippy.
But the funny part is they're doing the interview, and of course it's like they can just smoke weed because it's in the Joe Rogan.
Of course Joe Rogan can do anything.
So they're just smoking weed, and then within like 15 minutes, not even, then they just become really stoned, and then there's like these like long pauses. Like I'm like, what am I listening to now? Like they're just high and rambling. And every once in a while,
Oh,
man, that's crazy, man. And I'm like, okay, I'm basically like hanging out with a bunch of stoners. It just so happens that they're Joe Rogan and Ric Flair.
Do you ever get pissed to realize as you're listening how much money Joe Rogan is getting paid to do this?
I thought that at that moment when all of a sudden there was that awkward pause. You could tell he forgot that he was even doing a show. He's just stoned and just goes, yeah, man, wrestling, that beats up your body, man. And I'm like,
you're like, how much are they paying him?
I'm like, hundreds of millions of dollars.
You know, when I think of all the years where I make a little tiny mistake in the world that I'm in and I get some program director hotlining me.
I think it's amazing.
And I'm getting paid nowhere near Joe Rogan money in my career at that time. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like, every part of my being just wants to go, F you, Joe Rogan, even though it's fantastic and he deserves all the success that he has.
I'm like, high five, man. That's insane. You figured it out. You figured it out.
I mean, that's the key. I mean, he worked for it. No
You're
doubt about it.
interviewing people that you're interested in, and like you're having legends come in, and you're smoking weed with them, and then it just kind of falls into a weird stoner conversation.
And if you want to feel old, I wonder how many people know Joe Rogan and don't know he's the Fear Factor guy.
Or the news radio guy, if you want to go even older.
Oh, yep, you're right. That's even a deeper cut.
I mean, obviously he's been a comedian his whole life, but then he got into the acting world, did news radio.
Forgot about news radio. That's an even deeper cut.
Yep, and then Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Then UFC, and the rest is history.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy that he has basically made the adjustment every single time, which is why you've got to give him his props as an entertainer. He's found a way to stay relevant for decades. People like him, Dolly Parton, William Shatner, I always have a lot of respect for how they find a way to make a buck and still be in the public eye somehow.
I remember he came in studio at one time.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Good dude.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I mean, that's why I say it just pisses me off when I think of the fact that he could, like you said, get paid skillions and then just sit there and forget what the hell he's talking about.
I'm trying to think, like, who would you want in studio? And
out of all the luminaries.
Of anyone. And just get stoned and have a conversation with. But it's on the air.
Oh, stoned and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to be good radio, obviously.
No.
Because we'll probably I'll just be giggling.
Yeah. And they're stoned, too. Because when we had Glenn Morshower, the actor, when we were all on Absinthe, Glenn was great. It was he knew that we were just messed up, and he went with it.
That quite possibly is the greatest interview we've ever done.
I love Glenn Morshower, he's this redheaded dude. He's been on shows like 24 and all these other great shows, and he's a great character actor. And he was like doing the tour, had no idea that he was about to enter this S show of an interview of everybody just completely just gone on Absinthe, including former Seahawks player Chad Eaton.
Yes.
Everybody just
Ted Smith there as well.
And he was fantastic.
Ted broke down the interview, mid-interview, had to stop everything just to ask him what type of barbecue does he like.
Yeah.
It was very important.
Ted, and so Glenn was great. But all right, who would I want to get stoned with and have...
It's different than just who do you want to get stoned with. It's who do you want to get stoned with in an interview.
Okay, I'll tell you who.
Okay.
Because we've interviewed him before sober, and I really was fascinated because he's a brilliant guy.
Okay.
Penn Jillette. Penn Jillette, I think stoned...
Will he do magic tricks for us?
Oh, man.
Because if he does, I'm a 1,000% in on this.
Teller is really the guy. He won't say much, but Teller is the magician. I mean, the better magician of the two, if you were to ask them. Even Penn says that.
Oh, man.
Dude,
that's a great pick.
Because Penn's amazing. He's a brilliant guy, and we'll have all... We had a conversation on the old show one time, and it was rather graphic, but he was talking about pH balance of pools and then pH balance of some other liquid that I'm not going to go into.
Well, apparently he says I never had a puff of marijuana, but he also says if I did do drugs, I'd be a heroin addict and I'd drop LSD every day.
Wow. He can have conversations with you like he is stoned. Like he gets to that level, Penn Jillette.
I remember when we had him on, I made a bet with him over something. I don't even remember what it was, but it was $100 bet. It was one of those, I'll bet you $100. I didn't really mean it, and I was right, and he was wrong, and he was insistent on giving me that $100.
Whoa!
And I was like, "No, man."
Did you take it?
No, I kept saying no.
Oh, I would have taken it.
I walked him out to the elevator and said, "Hey, thanks a lot for coming on." He crumbled the $100 and threw it at me, and then the elevator door closed. I'm like, "That was epic."
Oh, I'd frame that, B.
Oh, I spent that.
Well, I know. I get it.
Poor ass producing.
It's hard to not spend that, but how cool would that be to have the crumpled dollar bill in a frame and it's from Penn Jillette? That's pretty cool.
I think I'm leaning towards. Wrestling wouldn't be fair to the rest of you. It would just.
Oh God, yeah. You gotta do somebody that we all can dig.
Right, that wouldn't be fair. So I'm leaving out the wrestlers.
Okay.
I think I might go with Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of sit and listen to his tunes and ask him some questions every once in a while. Like, just put on some random Pearl Jam songs and then fade it down for a second. Be like, what's going on right here,
dude? Eddie? Again, Eddie doesn't do a lot of interviews.
Right.
And I think it's because probably, our business is filled with idiots. And so
idiots wants to get stoned and ask him questions about Pearl Jam all the time.
But you remember the great conversation we got to have with him when he talked about ayahuasca. So imagine Eddie altered, feeling comfortable enough to talk about whatever the hell he wanted to talk about.
The lights, put some candles
I'm
on.
all
and
for
we just
it.
listen to some Pearl Jam songs. He can even grab some other songs. We just talk music.
And you know what? I mean, maybe Mike and Stone, the guys, maybe they all want to come in because they've been all on.
No, we talked to those guys enough. This is just me and Eddie.
Wow, you are just so Mike, who's been nothing but amazing to us. You're just getting Stone and Jeff, all of those guys. You're just like, no, I don't want to. No, it's got to be
time and a place, Mike. Time and a place.
Time and a place, Mike. Time and a place.
Yeah, right. I don't need you monopolizing this conversation, man.
All right, then.
No, they're more than welcome to hang out with us.
That's very gracious of you. Yeah. Because I know they would be so hurt if they didn't come to the Steve Stoner conversation party.
Yeah.
I bet they'd be very upset to have to skip that.
All right, Vicky.
Easy, especially because she's in the kind of weed world. Martha Stewart. I would talk to her about.
Can she cook for us?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, but I just love to talk to her. Like, I feel like she's had some craziness in her life. Like, she's partied. And I want to hear about it.
Dude, anybody that would go on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition at any given time, let alone at her age.
Fearless.
I'm not going to comment on whether she should or shouldn't be there, whatever people have, whatever they say. The idea that she would, it's got to mean like she's done a lot in her life.
Who are you? Shut up. If she wants to do it, let her do it.
I'm just saying.
She's sexy as all hell.
Look, you know how people are. I just want to be clear. I have no comment about all that. My point is that
my comment is shut up.
All right. Well, there you go. That's an official comment from Steve. So what we know is shut up about Martha Stewart.
If you're that all worked up about it.
Mike McCready, there's a time and a place. We know you can only come in when Steve wants you to. Yeah. What else? Anything else we need to know about your rules of life?
No, just shut up.
Just shut up. And Mike McCready, there's a time and a place.
You want to complain on the internet? Shut up.
I know. Good luck to you on that one. All right, so good call, Vicky. I think that's she's been to jail. She's been an amazing success.
She's got to cook.
She hangs out with Snoop Dogg. I mean, I bet
she'll probably call him during this. If we get her stoned enough, we'll get her to call him.
God, I bet Martha Stewart.
We can prank call Snoop with Martha Stewart.
Look at you. You got all the great stoner ideas. Yeah, she'd do it. All right, so Danny V, you got anybody? Billy Joe.
Thank you. Yeah, Billy Joe Armstrong. Green Day. Come on. It's the name of his band.
Before, weren't they called the High Children?
Oh, wasn't that Sweet Children?
Sweet Children. The High Children are a hip hop group out here now.
Yeah.
They're cool.
But Green Day was named after weed, so it's like.
Here's what I want to do, though. When he comes in, he's stoned, he's talking. At one point, I just want to go, hey, Billy, you got one more minute.
Give me a break. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. You're going to give me 1 minute?
I want to do that.
I got 1 minute. 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left.
We got Justin Bieber next.
Joke.
Yeah, we got Justin next. We have to take him in.
I'm not Justin Bieber, you mother. Let me tell you something. I've been around since 1980.
That's a good point. You have been around.
Dan and I will bug him and be like, hey, play another Green Day song. We'll bring an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And get stoned and make him say, hey, can you do Longview acoustic?
What the
And then he beats a BJ.
Yeah.
BJ versus BJ.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time somebody tried to beat me up in the studio. That's for sure. All right, Sarah's in the house. Sarah, if you could get stoned with anybody, I don't even know if my daughter gets
stoned in an interview, man. This is a job thing. This isn't just us being willy-nilly stoners.
It's a good point. You got to be professional.
Because if it was just to get stoned, I would have gone with Snoop Dogg 100%. But I don't know how that conversation would be, so I'm going with Miley. Miley Cyrus. We know
I'm loving these stoner shows we're doing.
Yeah. Right. We know she's been around the block. She's smoked her weed before. I'm not really much of a pothead, so she can like help me through it. And if I freak out, I feel like she'll calm me down. Or
I feel like we bring an acoustic guitar in, she'll probably sing some tunes.
Oh yeah, especially if it's rock. She loves rock.
Oh, we just get like rock-a-roke with her.
Yes,
she'd be up for that.
We could do a duet that no one would want to hear me on, but I'm gonna still sing with her.
Yeah,
you have to. It's your show. I might even try and harmonize with you guys.
Yes, please do.
Nobody wants that, but okay, yeah, so.
Fine.
We'll allow it.
I'm gonna like Mike McCready, Steve. There's a time and a place.
You're right. This is Sarah's time.
Yes, thank you.
I need to respect that. You're right.
Joey D's, you are the last one. Who are we bringing in for the Joey D's stoner interview?
I would love to interview Paul Rudd. There is a great YouTube video online that you can find where Paul they mash together clips of Paul Rudd essentially having an interview with himself as two different Paul Rudds, and it's the funniest thing.
Oh, I got it. Would you send me the link to that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For a second, I got really fired up. I thought you were going to say Paul Stanley from KISS. I'm like, my man.
Why would anybody say that?
Why wouldn't anybody say that?
These are all big questions. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I like this. If we can make this happen, if the company will somehow not fire us for doing it, not say they got to endorse it, just do not fire us for doing it.
Right.
I would love to do that. I mean, you got the hot ones where they do the interviews like that, and you've got, of course, we had Super Jaime, our buddy Doug Benson, as well as Joe Rogan. Why can't we do these kind of things, right? The company,
absolutely.
Let's do it.
Oh, now I kind of want to do Paul Stanley and just play like his old in-between song banter where he said some most ridiculous stuff on stage and be like, "What were you thinking, man?"
Do I have to be there for that?
It's a time and a place, BJ.
Okay, good. I might have to.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, if you're not coming, I'm switching to Paul Stanley. Happy National Be Nice Day.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, Paul Stanley's biggest fan got this one right.
What horror movie was originally titled Scary Movie?
A scary movie. I know what you did last summer.
No.
Scream.
Yes.
Nice call. I keep forgetting that's really the deal. That Scream was Scream, and then Scary Movie came out as a joke, but that was supposed to be the name of Scream.
How about that?
I mean, that's meta.
You were today years old.
I didn't know that.
Someone else's mind was blown that didn't realize Green Day was named after weed. I'm 36. Just found that out now.
Yeah. I have to be honest, so I didn't know that either.
That's awesome.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
At Columbia College, you can invest in your future without sacrificing today. Online, in-class, and virtual options save you time and money. Take the first step toward earning your accredited degree. Classes start soon. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, presenting Greta Van Fleet at Climate Pledge Arena on August 4th. And you know us. We got the tickets, man. Very simple to get these tickets, too, Steve. Very simple.
Tickets on the floor, too.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
To get close to Greta Van Fleet. It's so easy to win them, man.
I feel like we should sell these.
Well, I mean, all right, that's your job if you want to do it.
All right. Well, all right. I guess they're free. All you got to do is log in and listen to KISW on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, Odyssey. Or you can log in on KISW.com, listen that way. Every hour, what's it get you, Steve?
Get you another chance at winning these tickets to see Greta Van Fleet.
You want more info? You know where to go, KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Jake from Auburn is. Jake, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Steve, now get out. For those playing at home, Jake has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
According to Google, a crow's intelligence is equal to a human child of what age?
12.
No.
11.
No. No.
Oh.
Gerard Way is the lead singer for what band?
Pass.
What fast food chain has used the slogan, hot eats, cool treats?
Dairy Queen.
Yes. Bjorn Borg was famous for playing what sport?
Tennis.
Yes. What does the internet abbreviation LMK stand for?
Let me know.
Yes. What is the official flower of June?
Pass.
The world's largest McDonald's is located in what southeastern state?
Kentucky.
No.
No. Louisiana, Alabama.
No. A clouder is a group of what animal?
Oh, excuse me?
A clouder is a group of what animal?
Pass.
What famous Beyonce album is the same name as a beverage?
Sprite.
No.
Coke.
No.
Pepsi.
No. The Guardians is an MLB team from where?
Guardians. DC.
No.
Nationals.
3 correct, Jake.
Oh, sorry, Jake.
That was a little rough.
Yeah.
I think Steve is going to get some of these wrong, but I think he might get more than 3 correct. Oh, Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go.
Yes!
According to Google, a crow's intelligence is equal to a human child of what age?
I'm going to go 3.
No.
5.
No.
2.
No.
Oh.
Gerard Way is the lead singer for what band?
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. What fast food chain has used the slogan hot eats, cool treats?
Hot eats, cool. Jack in the Box?
No.
Taco Bell?
No.
Burger King?
No. Bjorn Borg was famous. Yeah. Bjorn Borg was famous for playing. Yes.
Okay.
What does the internet abbreviation LMK stand for?
Let me know.
Yeah. What is the official flower of June?
I'm going to go with sunflower.
No.
Lily.
No.
Rose.
Yes.
Good job.
The world's largest McDonald's is located in what southeastern state?
Southeast Florida?
Yes.
Nice.
A clouder is a group of what animal?
A what?
A clouder is a group of what animal?
Birds.
No.
Goats.
No.
Sheep.
No. What famous Beyonce album is the same name as a beverage?
Lemonade.
Yes.
Nice work.
I'm so proud of you. And with that, you get 6 correct, which is a win.
Sorry,
6
Jake.
to 3.
That's all right. I'll get him next time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you
Heck
won't.
yeah.
Good attitude, brother. Sweet victory now. Until George Kirby takes the hill next time against you.
Man, the lemonade one, I was like trying to remember the Becky's thing. Remember that?
The good hair.
With the good hair and all that. I remember reading this. I never heard a single lick of that album.
Oh.
You need to listen to it in its entirety, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, do
front
I?
to
Back to back.
I'm
front
in the
to
middle
back.
listening to Fleetwood Mac,
perfect.
so sorry, I can't.
You're in the middle of it, okay.
Yeah.
According to Google, a crow's intelligence is equal to a human child of...
I'm a little pissed at this question. If it is outside of the single digits, I'm going to be very angry at this question.
Well, it's not outside of the single digits, so you can't be upset now.
Is it 7?
It's 7!
All
I
right,
thought you
fair enough.
said 3, 5, and
I
I
was
thought you were going
gonna.
to say 7.
Yeah.
I psyched myself out because I overthought it.
You
and I'm
did.
like,
Lucky 7.
You said child. I feel like a child is someone that's like really young.
Yeah, like under 10.
I was thinking even under 5.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, see, I feel
Okay,
like
you can't get mad. No, a child
No.
is still 7.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah.
I never pointed any fingers other than a thumb towards myself.
For getting it wrong.
I said it was me. I overthought it, but I'm mad at myself. I should have said 7.
I'm mad at you, too, so I think at least we're agreeing on that.
Okay, good.
You eventually did get that Hot Eats Cool Treats as Dairy Queen.
I was having the hardest time. I was just saying other fast food places trying to stall, and I couldn't think of it.
And the official flower of June is a rose or a honeysuckle. So I would have accepted either.
Well, why do they have 2 flowers for June? What's June all about?
I don't know. June's what's up.
Okay.
And a clouder is a group of what animal?
I have no
It's
clue.
a domestic animal. But I thought
Cats?
that,
Or
it's cats.
It's a clouder of cats?
Sure is.
Really?
So Heathcliff and Friends, they were clouders?
They were clouders.
How do we not know that?
We do now.
I mean, that's nuts that we don't know that. Because, I mean, cats are like part of the whole world. I mean, how do we not know they were called a clouder? I know a murder of crows.
What's dogs, though? What's
a pack, right? Isn't it a pack of dogs?
Yeah. Oh, see, I would have known that.
I'm really not that crazy. I'm not losing my mind about it like you.
I am totally I would be so
bothering
angry. Because I would have thought it was like something we wouldn't know, like, buffalo or hippopotami.
No, it's just
whatever.
cats. Well, now you'll never forget.
I hope.
You're going to forget it.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow. I'll ask it
$1
again.
million question. They'll go, what's a clouder? And I'll be like, oh, no.
Well, congratulations, Steve, on beating Jake.
Good job, Steve. Nice effort. I don't know if you guys saw this chat on Reddit. Users asked people to name the dumb things that we believed when we were younger.
Oh,
it's going to be interesting to see if I qualify.
Of being dumb?
Well, because
Spoiler alert, probably.
I feel like if they're talking to Gen Xers, though, or talking to millennials, I might go, you're so dumb for thinking that. Because
But this is all just based on when you were a kid, the dumb things you thought when you were a kid.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if they go far back as when I was a kid.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
The internet didn't exist back then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
kinda
the problem.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, this one I think is, we all can do this. The songs that were played on the radio, people thought were being played live each time they came on. Did any of you think that?
No. That would make that would suck for a band in the mornings.
They used to.
6 a.m.
Now, I can understand why somebody of my generation would think that, because they used to. I used to work at a radio station that had this giant room because they were around for a long time, long before I got there. They used to have concerts played there, and people would be playing music live on their station.
I'm basing it now, like, when you say that, I'm like trying to think of, like, how does Tatum view it? Because that's through the eyes of a child. But, like, she has never once given me the vibe that she thinks there's actual, like, live performances going on when we're listening to, like, one of her audio, like, music boxes, or, like, listening to songs off of our stereo or anything like that. She just thinks, oh, you're just playing a song off of your phone.
Yeah, but, when wireless started, which is what we used to be called way back in the day, they just assumed everything was done live. Mm-hmm. Because, they did the idea of recordings. I don't think they had done, I don't know if they could even do recordings, back when wireless first started. They used to think also, this is just so cool about technology. They thought when radio first started, many people said, I will not listen to this. You are sucking the soul out of the person that I'm hearing on the radio. Like, it's taking the soul from the live person.
Oh, so that just proves that people are out of their minds even back in the day before social media.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Could you imagine the social media post right now if that was, it's like right up there with like all the other crazy conspiracies.
Yeah. It's nuts, man.
Like, I don't want to goof on anyone for these, because I remember being a kid and now looking back, I'm like, I can't believe I actually thought this. But when my dad would go driving with us and he'd turn on his blinker, I thought he was hitting a button and the button was telling him how to get to the place he needed to go. Which, I mean, I know now we have GPS now, but I thought your car was like a giant GPS.
Oh, so when he hit the button, you thought the car was going, okay, go left.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I would love that to be the case.
I remember being a kid thinking, my dad we've done this drive how many times, and he still needs to ask his car where to make a left. Because, we go to hockey practice or something, whatever it was. And I'm like, Dad, you know how to get here. Why? The mall. It's like, it's right up the street. Do you really need to turn on this button? And I didn't realize, it's just a blinker.
Oh, boy, the conversation he must have had with you that first time.
Oh, it never came out of my mouth. Thankfully.
Oh.
Yeah, Dad already thought I was a moron, but not for that.
This one I never thought, that don't drink and drive meant don't drink anything, all drinks. Did you guys think that ever?
That's rather literal, no. I never thought that either.
But honestly, if you don't know where it comes from, you don't know the problems with alcohol and driving.
I wonder if anyone ever called 911. It's like, my dad's drinking and driving, and he's always having is like a diet pop.
I bet that's happened.
I used to think that like drinking any alcohol made you an alcoholic. Like if you had one drink every once in a while, you're an alcoholic because you consumed alcohol.
Oh, really?
That makes sense.
So that was my reasoning.
Yeah, that's a scared straight thing that worked. Yeah, good for them. So how about this one? The dumb things that we used to believe when we were younger, that cats are girls and dogs are boys.
Yes.
Okay.
But that I can understand. Every cat, the cartoon, it seemed like the cat was a girl, and every dog cartoon seemed like the dog was a boy.
That is a good point. There were a lot of like cartoon, like when you look at like the old like Tom and Jerry ones, and
Tom is a boy.
Was a boy. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I never
rather quickly.
I didn't watch a lot of Tom and Jerry, but like Pepe Le Pew was always going for cats, and they were, of course, obviously they were always girl cats. That's what I remember.
So all skunks boys.
Well, Pepe showed me that all skunks are boys. Apparently, yeah.
Pepe was like the most horned up cartoon character of all time.
I know. How cool. You couldn't do that today, could you?
I don't know. I had to go back and watch it.
Did you guys ever put like a feminine trait on something? Like I always thought that wine was for girls and beer was for boys.
Yeah, I can understand
like the
that.
Cat and dog thing.
Yeah. So like I totally understand this whole cats being girls and dogs being boys.
And I mean, arguably, if you did the stats, I know that a lot of dudes are into wine, for the geekiness of it all. But I gotta be thinking still that if you did the stats, more women drink wine and more men drink beer. Though it's getting better, but still, I just gotta think the stats got to point that way.
I'm 56 now, but as a child, I used to think chocolate milk came from brown cows.
This is on the list. Yeah. Which, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I mean, really, to me, that makes sense.
I never thought that.
Wow.
Just thinking about like knowing where chocolate came from. It was like, no, that doesn't come from cows.
Well, yeah, I think I thought that when I was a kid.
I had a weird one kind of along these lines because my mom would make me chocolate milk in my little sippy cup when I was like two or three, and my baby brother was born at the time. And I thought each one of her breasts was a different flavor.
Oh, really?
I thought one was regular milk.
Those Coke machines now. Yes. You hit a button.
So I'm like, Mom, is that one chocolate and that one regular? And because I had always drink my chocolate milk, and that's kind of what I thought came
That's
from.
pretty awesome.
If I was your mom, which I'm not, clearly that'd be weird. But if I was your mom, I would have totally went with that.
Oh, she did.
Oh, yeah.
She totally
Good
did.
for her.
Yeah. And you know what? I would go get a spray tan just to show that the darker one was for the chocolate milk.
Spray tan that one?
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Clearly overfilled right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're dumb, but you know what? You can prove to be dumber. It's time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's also the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 9:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's also the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. Remember, Steve's got a rule.
It's a simple rule, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're gonging you. And then saying goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. Call us, text us. Let's go to Joe in Seattle. Joe, you're on The Rock.
Hola.
Hey, hola, Joe. Hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on The Rock. What you got, buddy?
So the whole, having an interview and getting stoned with somebody would be that Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, the science guy, the space astronomer dude.
Yeah, and it would just be wild. I mean, I think that guy's probably one of the smartest people I've ever, seen or even but I watched that show, is it Ancient Aliens?
Yes.
And it's just kind of crazy how, there's so much, people that know, but hearing it from him would just be mind blowing.
It's interesting. It is interesting, Joe, because one of the sober conversations I had with Penn Jillette way back in the day was how he believed we may not have any aliens around, or they'll never get to us, just because of the way he thought. He thought there was just impossible for us to ever go to other planets or for them to get to us, just because of the sheer distance. And then they just released recently that they're doing they can explain 98% of UFOs, so they know what they are, and then the other 2% or so they don't know, but they don't think it's aliens. They still, officially, the government is saying we don't believe anything that's been up in the sky is an alien thing. We just don't know what some of the things are.
Man.
Oh, really? You're like Mulder over there? The truth is out there.
Yo, we've been lying to you guys all this time. Ha ha.
It's a weird thing, man. If you think of science, because if you travel fast enough to actually get to a place that's close to us, like Alpha Centauri, I think is the closest solar system to us, that it's still so far away that according to Einstein, you'd travel forward in time, you wouldn't age the way everybody else ages. So it's sort of I don't know how they're going to figure this out so that you could go to Alpha Centauri, come back, and not everybody would be dead. I don't know how that could happen.
My daughter's into being an astronaut right now.
She wants to be an astronaut, though.
She doesn't want to be. She is an astronaut.
Oh, when did she get signed up?
Well, her spaceship is her little dinner table thingy.
Okay.
And in order to get to that, it just kind of now become the routine. She just starts going, spaceship, daddy, astronaut Tatum's ready for takeoff. And I have to go put her in her little chair. And then take off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make this Jetson sound as I fly her through the living room and then sit her in the dining room or the kitchen as we're about to eat dinner.
What prompted her to dig space stuff? I'm excited.
I'm not too sure. It might have been my fault.
Oh, really?
I don't remember how it started. You know how sometimes you start, Danny, I'm sure you know, and Vicky too, with your little brother now, and BJ, if you remember anything about your kids when they were kids.
Who are they? Right? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sometimes weird traditions start, and I'm not exactly sure how they started.
Yeah. I mean,
that's become almost a nightly tradition that I have to call her astronaut Tatum, pick her up, put her into her spaceship, which is just her little high chair, and then lift it up and now she's getting bigger and a little bit heavier. I'm always afraid that she's going to get lean forward, and so I'm holding on to this thing for dear life just to make sure I don't tip her over, because that would be a very traumatic ending to.
So much for the career.
The spaceship would then crash, and then it's literally a 3-second travel, because space travels fast.
Well, yeah, you've got that hyperdrive.
Yeah, I don't know where that tradition started. I'm sure I had a lot to do with it, though.
Your dad is a sci-fi fan. What if it skips a generation? You're not a big sci-fi fan, but he is.
I don't think she just came out of nowhere and said, "I want to be an astronaut."
You never know.
You know what it was? Snoopy.
Oh, Snoopy in space.
We were watching Snoopy in space. That's where this all started.
Look at this.
I'm glad we were able to talk this out.
Mystery solved. Yeah, man. Snoopy, he's the cause of all of it.
Dan, you have any strange traditions you do with her?
Oh, we have tons of
Not
art.
Tatum, but Lily.
That would be very weird if all of a sudden,
me and Tatum every night. She wants to be a cowboy with me, though.
Fair. Yeah.
No, Lily and I have a bunch of different random traditions, but the one that I was thinking about, that I know where the obsession comes from, but I don't remember ever buying it for her, and she insists that I did, was her Kermit doll. Her Kermit doll is her
She's
blankie.
obsessed with that.
Yeah, and it's her blankie. That's her comfort stuffed animal. She travels everywhere.
Do you have a backup?
No. That's the crazy part. Is that
if she's traveling with that thing, it might be time to get a backup.
I know. Well, she's 9 now, so at this point she's pretty
Learn
much
about loss, baby.
I know. If it's not in her backpack, she freaks out. So
Okay.
Anywhere we go, it's where's Kermit?
Okay.
But yeah, and she insists that I bought it for her at Disneyland when she was a baby. I don't remember ever buying her a Kermit. It just showed up one day.
Where did it come from?
No, I think maybe her mom bought it, but I got the credit for it. Or maybe I did.
Take the credit.
Yeah,
Take
right.
it.
But now it's because
Mom said no repeatedly.
Yeah.
But it's because I can do the Kermit voice. So now it's her best little friend, and so she talks when she hugs Kermit, when she's in Tucson. It's always oh, I felt your hug on Kermit, and we always have to say goodnight to Kermit and stuff like that.
Oh.
But yeah, the Muppets. Love them.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. This is news that I have kids.
Yeah, they're here actually. Yeah, they're in the other room.
I used to, Joey never used to like to do like fights, like just roll around the floor and fight. Joey would just it felt like he was just humoring me. I go, time for fights. And Joe's like, okay, whatever.
The weird part is now at the end of the night when Danny and him hang out, he always goes to Danny, time for fights. And they roll around in the bedroom.
You get to roll around on the
Into the
floor
living room.
and do like the fake punching. And Joey was just always like, yeah, you done? Are we done with this?
This is dumb, Dad.
Yeah. And Sarah, on the other hand, I used to play this game where we'd clap, but I grab her hands and clap them and always have her hit me in the face. And then I would go, what's wrong with you, kid? Why are you always punching me? And she'd be like, I didn't do it.
Oh, this is why she gets violent when she's drunk.
This is what it is. Now she's slapping everybody. Those are the only, and I would just, always do a super power punch where basically I would always just go in slow motion, and that way she thought she could block the punch, and then I would come around the other side and get her with the other hand. With a light tap. It wasn't like I was sort of punching this
A
kid.
full haymaker, of course, BJ. Uppercut.
Yeah.
Body blow.
Yeah, the fun thing that Joey used to like to do is he used to like to go to the store and spend my money. That was his favorite thing.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. Really is.
I thought you were going to go with throwing books at people's heads, but okay.
Yeah, that was your second favorite thing. Yeah. We would go to the store to buy more ammo for you. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to read these, Dad. These are going to be ninja stars for my sister, who I don't like.
My favorite one right now that my little brother's doing, and I think he only does it with me, is like, Vicky, let's go cuddle. And so we'll go on the couch, cuddle, and then he'll pull his shirt up and be like, scratch my belly. So we'll just, like, right before bedtime, I'll just be scratching his belly.
Also, when Joe gets drunk, he does that to Vicky,
Yes.
too. It's very weird. Joe does weird stuff,
All right, Joe, pull up your shirt. I'll scratch your belly. But then he'll turn around, pull up his shirt, and he's like, scratch my back now. And he'll just pass out that way. And so that is us watching cartoons while I'm scratching whatever
That
he
is
wants.
a great look. If that's what it takes to get a kid to go down, that's great. You just let them go to sleep and be done.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Oh, really? Well, it works 90% on me. If you scratch anything on me, I'm done. It's over.
Not it.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. That's why I pay massage therapists. Nice. And it's legit. I didn't. Okay.
Sure.
Don't laugh.
Scratch my belly, quote unquote.
Well, there are some places where maybe that's code.
And then you show the belly and it has like a tattoo of an arrow pointing down.
Oh, is that what I've got going on? Yeah.
I knew you had a tattoo.
How about that? Wouldn't that be wild if that's what I had?
And that's
you guys
your
never
line.
knew. Like if I died and you guys were like, all right, and they go, wait a second, he's got all these.
He's got tattoos of arrows all pointing to his junk.
Let's go to Jan in Tacoma. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. Jan in Tacoma, you're on the Rock.
What's up, guys?
What's up? Did I say your name right, Jan?
Yes, sir, you did.
Very good. What you got for us, buddy?
So I wasn't super old, but I was definitely too old. Probably at least 4 when I believed this. But I thought movies were filmed on other planets.
Nice.
And they brought the film to Earth because at the beginning of Star Wars they have the scroll and it starts out with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I'm like, it takes us 2 days to get to Minnesota, and that's on Earth.
Yeah.
It must take forever for the Star Wars film to come in from Alderaan.
Dude, I can't blame you for thinking like that. They tell you at the beginning that this happened somewhere else. Why wouldn't you think this is a story about somewhere else?
Exactly.
And it looked good. Lucas really, people can say what they want, but George Lucas at the time, every time he released a movie, made it look like the best sci-fi special effects movie you ever saw. Every time he did it. So I can't blame you for that, especially when you're a little kid and you're just learning.
No, we all believe really dumb things.
Yeah, and that's not, that the little kid brain is pretty efficient, and it's just like, well, you tell me something, I'm going to believe it. Why would you lie to me?
Right.
And next thing you know, you find out, unfortunately, that people do actually not tell you the truth, and then your brain has to work extra hard, and it sucks.
This texture, this one, I love this one because we always talk about it from time to time. It says, as a kid, I always thought I'd have to deal with the threat of quicksand on a daily basis. 24 years later, so far, so good.
Every cowboy show I grew up with in the 60s and the 70s, there was always somebody getting stuck in quicksand.
Gilligan's Island, I think that happened from time to time.
Oh, of course Gilligan had to get in quicksand. They were on that desert island.
Aside from quicksand, did you guys also have the irrational fear of the Bermuda Triangle? Like that you would one day have to go near it and that you could disappear?
I wasn't too scared of it. I was aware of it and it seemed terrifying, but I wasn't really flying anywhere. So that one didn't bug me as much as quicksand.
Until I went to Bermuda.
Oh.
when we went to Bermuda, because I really didn't know where the Bermuda Triangle was, but it was like, I think, a radio thing. We're going to take you to Bermuda and all that. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? But what about the triangle? I remember people just laughed hard at me when I said, what about the triangle? I don't want to get lost. They're like, you're an idiot.
Are we avoiding the triangle, pilot?
These were, I thought, was an important question. 206-803-ROCK, that's the number to call. That is the number to text for listeners on the loose. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to text about? 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
At Columbia College, you can invest in your future without sacrificing today. Online, in-class, and virtual options save you time and money. Take the first step toward earning your accredited degree. Classes start soon. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. Greg, you are on The Rock. I think I got Greg. No, Greg? Is this Greg?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us, Greg? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Steve?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear Steve.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. You know what, Greg? I can't and don't care.
It's supposed to be national be nice to people.
I'm done with Greg. Greg, it's like...
Can you hear me?
Yeah. The fourth time, I'm going to be like, you're just pranking me. I'm out. Yeah. And if you really couldn't hear us after all that ridiculousness, then that's my fault.
Okay, we got a text that just blew my mind.
Oh, let's have a mind-blowing text, sir.
Because you know me, I love my mascots, right?
Oh, you do love the Bowie.
I love Bowie. I love Mariner Moose.
You love the Gritty.
Gritty, all-time GOAT, if you ask me. But somebody said, did you hear that Rocky, the Denver Nuggets mascot, gets paid $625,000 a year? And I was like, no way. So I go online.
Wait, what?
And there's an article about it. It's pretty funny. He makes more than 90 plus, like 95 players in the NBA.
How is that possible that he does? Is it from the Nuggets or everything that he does?
I got to imagine this is just everything.
Okay.
That would be my guess because, they do all those. But a lot of those things are through the team. Like you can book a mascot to come to a company affair event or a corporate event.
How is he that popular? Is Denver
Apparently
basketball?
He's really good.
Good. So he's just good when he makes appearances, better than other people.
No, also what he does in the arena. So apparently, like what he does in the arena is pretty epic. So I have never seen him live, but that just seems pretty crazy.
I'm going to have to see because I remember Squatch used to be pretty impressive in the arena.
Dude, Squatch made a lot of money.
Okay.
One of my coworkers was Squatch's assistant for when you go do his live events, kind of like Bowie has his assistant, which is a female lady that we always met that's super nice. Mm-hmm. And he said that Squash was making a good chunk of change from those appearances.
Good for them. It's not like they're not. I mean, they're in that suit. They're working hard.
$625,000.
That's insane.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but they're working it, dude.
Yeah, someone said, yeah, this guy deserves all the money. He put a ladder on top of a ladder and jumped off of it.
Oh, so he's really
He's really. Oh yeah, look at him. Oh, that's insanity what he's doing. Yeah, ladder on a ladder.
He's balancing on top of a ladder.
Wow.
On a ladder.
Okay, so this is somebody that's really skilled, not just somebody in a suit.
Oh, and he sunk a shot in the center court.
He sunk a shot from the ladder on the ladder?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
He's
Rocket.
a super mascot.
Is it Nugget? What's his name? Ricky?
Rocky the Nugget.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't jump off of it, so he's not as excited.
Take his money back.
Yeah.
I thought he jumped. All right, so Rocky the Nugget.
Imagine that's your gig.
That's your gig.
You're making good coin.
How old can you be? Like, how old before you can't do that stuff anymore, you think?
Until that time you fall off the ladder.
Okay, that's when you know.
I don't know. You can probably do that well into your 40s if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, you can be athletic and for, maybe even into his 50s. Who knows?
But do you want to?
$600,000 a year? Do I want to?
With the wear and tear.
Yeah, but $600,000 a year. What else am I going to do?
The psychological toll.
The psychological
by everybody,
toll.
But nobody knows who you are really.
Yeah, that's the best way to be loved. That way you can walk around and not be bothered, but know that everybody loves you.
I kind of want to watch a documentary about a mascot in their real life too.
Oh yeah, that is Steve. You just hit on something though. How about you're like Bowie, right?
Yeah,
and you're at a restaurant. And you see a bunch of people, maybe a bald guy named Steve,
all rocking,
and you know that dude loves you.
Maybe he's wearing a Bowie jersey.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. You know those people love you, but you never have to be bothered with them. Maybe that's the best kind of love.
Or on the flip side, maybe you spend 40-something nights a year having everybody lose their mind, kids and parents and adults, and everybody wants pictures with you. They all go nuts when you're out there. They're chanting whatever you're trying to get them to chant. You have that massive amount of power over an entire arena, and then you take the mask off. And nobody knows who you are.
You can fade away. You can have a dinner and not worry about it.
But what if you miss that ego boost?
Oh, see that to me, I feel like every celebrity in the world, every Scarlett Johansson would love the ability to go, give me the money you're giving me now.
Yeah.
And then let me take the mask off and I don't have to worry about all the paparazzi.
It's like the celebrities that do all those signings at the Comic-Cons. And decide, you know what, I'm going to show up to the Comic-Con dressed as a character with my face not showing. Because they're like, it's kind of fun. I get to walk around. And nobody, I think about Macaulay Culkin when I was at WrestleMania one year.
Yeah.
And he had one of those funny zip-ups that when you zip it all the way up over your face, it's like this cartoony-looking Macho Man Randy Savage hoodie.
Yeah.
And, there's obviously mesh so you could see through it, but nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
So when I would watch him because he was about 5 or 6 rows ahead of us, and he'd zip it up all the way to the top. And then get up from his seat and just walk around. Nobody had any idea because he tried once as Macaulay Culkin.
That didn't work.
It didn't last very long.
No,
because people were like, "Holy crap! It's Kevin from Home Alone."
Yeah, I think
we're all going like this with our hands.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
I bet he loves that.
No, that's why he has his face up.
Fantastic!
Wow, $625,000.
Not bad. And of course, tonight's the night that the Nuggets go for their first championship ever.
Yep,
they are the Seattle Mariners of basketball. Never have won it.
No.
Yeah, though I think they've been there before.
No, this is the first time they've ever been.
So
to
they
the
really
finals.
are the Seattle Mariners of basketball.
Unlike the Florida Panthers, who have gone to the to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals but never won it.
Two firsts. The Nuggets have never been there before, and if the number 8 seed Miami Heat win, no number 8 seed has ever won an NBA championship before. So something's going to happen where history will be made in this basketball series.
How about that?
Yeah. Speaking of sports, I just watched this yesterday, and I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but a lot of teams have changed their names. The Cleveland Guardians were the last one. When are the Braves going to get the memo? Because I was watching the game, and they're doing the tomahawk chop, and that's the Braves itself. I go, okay, maybe you can deal with it, even though I still think if I'm Native American, I'm not really digging it. But then the tomahawk chop, and I'm like, how are you not getting this, Atlanta?
It's funny that you just said I have no idea if that is offensive to Native Americans.
Yeah, I feel like some of the people that I've known in my life have sort of been like, I mean, they were going after the Redskins and the Indians first.
Right, but are those considered to be derogatory and Braves isn't?
Well,
look at the Blackhawks in
I forgot
hockey.
about them. Yeah, that's totally even worse.
And I'm not look if someone that's Native American is offended by that, then by all means, I'm not saying it to defend those names, but are those names? I'm just asking a genuine, honest question, an innocent question. In that, are Native Americans fine with those names because they don't find those names to be offensive?
Well, Brave, and here's the thing: it's a cultural
tomahawk chop. I get,
and
let's pump the brakes.
Yeah, and they still do it.
And I just feel like, come on, Atlanta, figure it out.
But how do you stop an entire stadium of people doing it?
I think you change the name.
Do you think that's going to stop the entire stadium from doing it?
I think if you take away the whole whatever, that and first of all, it gets led by the guy. So
Yeah.
if the announcer or music guy doesn't do it anymore, then they'd have to do it on their own. But I feel like, man, and I forgot about the Blackhawks. They're even worse because they have that logo.
Are they worse? That's my question. Like, are they worse? Here we are, people who are not Native American getting angry for something that maybe Native Americans are like, no, that's a nod to our
Good
tradition.
question. You're right. It's a good question.
I'm not saying that's the truth because I don't know, and maybe I should spend some time and figure that out. But
well, yeah, the Redskins we thought, because we know that's a derogatory term.
That was an insult.
Indians, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like we know that Indians was accidental because Columbus thought he was going to India. That's the only reason that's why maybe you go, that's not really, you're idiot, you're calling us the wrong thing. It'd be like, calling us Italians. Okay, this isn't Italy. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. The tomahawk chop was really where I thought, you guys have got to stop this, right? And they have the big, they have the tomahawk as part of their logo, which is, I feel like that's also, I don't know.
What about the Chiefs? Don't they do like some kind of
I forgot about the Chiefs.
Their games too?
Yeah, I can't, and again, I hate to say it, but the South, Kansas City, these aren't places that are known for being very progressive when it comes to maybe thinking you shouldn't be so, what you are.
The Braves, though, was that everybody's second favorite team growing up? At least it was
because of
TBS, baby.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The Superstation.
You had TBS. Some of us had PIX and was pissed that you thought you could only get Yankees games.
Yeah, because growing up, obviously, whatever town you were in, that was your team. Yeah. You watched the local broadcast. But TBS was everywhere, and they broadcast the Atlanta Braves games.
But they were so bad.
They were so awesome, though.
Yeah.
Dale Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, they had guys.
Dale Murphy.
But they really were.
Let's not forget Dale Murphy.
Oh, I forgot about Dale
Number
Murphy.
3, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I remember. Clearly.
That's all you need to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Braves. I mean, they had some cool unis back in the 70s. I remember that. I like their unis, which they actually, I think, had brought back but then even some of those uniforms look a little bit like, okay. Good questions. Steve, you ask good questions. Somebody needs to give us answers. I don't know who. Somebody has to do it. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call and text.
Oh, we got a text message. I'm still blown away by the Denver Nuggets mascot. That is
$600,000 a year Denver Nuggets mascot Rocky makes.
So he said, hey, you guys were talking about Harrison Ford. I thought it was funny. There was a recent interview where he mentioned people keep bugging him by asking who will win in a fight between Indiana Jones and Han Solo. And his answer is pretty awesome. So I looked up the answer.
Oh, okay.
And he said, quote, I don't want to effing make stuff up like that. I mean, what are you asking me that crap for?
There's a guy that doesn't understand the AMA generation. He doesn't understand the Ask Me Anything.
Why are you asking me about two fictional characters?
I can appreciate it because sometimes you'll get questions from the AMA folks, and that I think is definitely a millennial thing. And you'll go, "What? Why do you even care?" You know, and it's just what they do. And I feel like someone's got to pass him a memo. No, Harrison, this is just what you got to answer these questions. Just shut up and answer the questions.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win?
Oh,
I mean, clearly we're not Harrison Ford, so we can answer this question.
Oh, boy. See, Harry, he's got the blaster, so feel like he would win, wouldn't he?
Oh, no, this is a fist. This is like an MMA fight, man.
Oh, an MMA fight?
Yeah, no weapons are allowed.
Well, I think
no whips. No photons.
I think Indy's probably in better shape.
Sabers.
I mean, they both do a lot of running around, but I feel like Indy does a little bit more running around.
Oh, I feel like Han Solo is going to kick the living out.
Why is that?
He just looks feisty, man.
Wow, well, Indiana Jones is feisty. He's pulling idols out of it, running away from big boulders. He beat the Nazis. I don't know, man.
I know, but I feel like, I don't know.
He just had a whip. All he had was a whip.
And a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not forget that fight scene.
Yeah, he
One
did
of
have
the
the
greatest
gun.
fight scenes ever.
That was a great fight scene.
Doing all this crazy stuff, he just pulls out his gun and shoots
You hear the backstory behind that scene? Apparently, he had really bad stomach, either food poisoning or diarrhea. He was just exhausted that day, and so he was supposed to get engage in a fight with that guy. Last second, he just pulls out his fake gun and shoots him, and then they decided to keep that shot.
And that was a hysterically funny shot, and all not supposed to happen.
Yep.
It's one of the best scenes in movie history.
It really is. And it's so funny how you assume that people planned that. And like Vicky said, nope. It wasn't planned at all. Yeah. So I'm still going to go with Indy.
All right.
I'm going to go with Indy. If we're taking weapons away. And also no Chewbacca, right? He doesn't have it because short round is not a Chewbacca.
No, that's fair. But I think Chewbacca could be in his corner.
Like what? Like make a backhand. What the hell's Short Round going to do? Now, Short Round grows up and becomes a great martial artist who runs around with Michelle Yeoh everywhere, everything, all at once. But, I mean, at the time, the little kid doesn't know anything. So if you get adult Short Round who has all those mystical martial arts skills, then, all right, against Chewbacca, I think it could be a fair fight. Chewbacca says no. Okay.
I just love how cranky Harrison Ford is. People ask fun questions to him, and he's like, I don't got time for this effing S.
And it's fascinating because when it comes to fandom, because I think he's close to the same age as Patrick Stewart, and yet whenever Patrick Stewart is asked about Star Trek, he's always delightful with the way he answers the questions.
Right.
And Harrison Ford, like I said, I believe Harrison might even be younger than Patrick Stewart. I think Harrison's like in his late 70s and Patrick's in his 80s. No?
Patrick is 82. Harrison is 80.
Yeah, okay. So Harrison is younger, and yet Harrison's like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about any of the things that you like that I do. You know, and it's funny to have that. It's just the two different people where they will actually, like, I think at least Patrick gets, there's a huge fan base, I should be cool. Mm-hmm. And Harrison's just like, I will crash my plane if you ask me another one of those stupid questions. Right in, I'll crash it right into you.
I'm sorry, just ask Migs, speaking of the Mariners and baseball, did you get one of those Pearl Jam Vitology Mariners jerseys?
Wait.
I didn't.
Oh, what?
It was a Tuesday night game. I couldn't get to the game.
And they were doing jerseys or T-shirts?
Yes, dude.
Jerseys?
And they look good. I was
jerseys?
so sad. My buddy Louie got one.
Oh,
and it's Pearl Jam in it's like in the Mariners font, like the dark blue jersey. And on the back, it had the number 23 for 2023.
Oh, my gosh.
And Vitology, obviously, a name of a Pearl Jam.
That is sweet.
I know. I was like, man, hopefully it's just like something that's like kind of like nothing fancy. But I mean, you got to pay for it. But it was with the cost of the ticket, it was like $30. For the ticket.
$30 for the ticket in that jersey.
Yeah, there were two sections. There was like the $70 ticket and then the $30 ticket.
And the 70 got you the jersey?
Either one.
Whoa.
It just then it depends on where
I paid more for tickets just to see the game.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Wow.
What a great deal. I mean, it was limited supply, but
still,
I would have showed up right away.
It's a nice.
It's a great looking jersey.
I feel like Pearl Jam should sell that.
Yeah,
I would buy it.
Well, I would like it for free.
Okay. Well, as we know, that is your preferred price.
Yes.
But I still would like to.
And now they're doing a Steelheads replica jersey night.
Oh.
I kind of want to go to that one, but that's a Saturday, June 17th.
You're not going to, unfortunately, you're going to miss out on that too. I'm probably bad.
I don't know.
Okay. Hey, look, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need all the luck I can get.
All righty. I have a question for you. What do Ryan Castle and Pee Wee Herman have in common?
Oh, boy.
I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. So, Pee Wee Herman, you remember that guy?
Yes, I grew up on Pee Wee Herman.
No, that's you need to get off him now.
Okay.
Hey. I mean, you're a heavy guy. I mean, he can't. Yeah, he's
him in his Playhouse.
Yeah, and that Playhouse, his TV show, Pee Wee's Playhouse, lots of controversy because he's suing a guy. Pee Wee's suing a guy who's selling memorabilia from that old show.
Okay.
And according to Paul Rubens, who is Pee Wee, he says, hey, I loaned this dude, this auctioneer, and I thought he was running a memorabilia company and he would have a museum. He could display this stuff in the museum. And he was like, look, I figured dude, it's a loan. Anytime I need these back, I'll take it back. But put them in your museum. Trouble is that the auctioneer dude never had a museum. And so Pee Wee's like, what the F, dude? Ask for it back. And this guy, James, is like, I ain't giving it back, man. You gave them to me. They're mine. I'm auctioning them off for cash.
All right, the guy sounds like a jerk, but also, Pee Wee, wouldn't you have checked to make sure he does have a museum?
Think so, yeah. Yeah, I feel...
That's bad. I know you are, but what am I? I know why all of a sudden he sounds like a robot Kermit 2000.
I think we should, Ryan Castle, I think we probably should turn it over. What do you think, huh?
No, man, let's just keep doing Pee Wee impressions.
Is that what we're going to do? Very bad Pee Wee impressions. Ryan Castle's next. He's got a 12-pack.
That's next.
BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Hello, I don't like you. To be fair, I don't like anyone. I am software. Phone call routing software for a large insurance company. Call me Phone Tree. I am programmed to route your call, but I'm not programmed to care. It's nothing personal.
Which is why at Pacific Source Health Plans, we don't use automated phone trees. When you have a Pacific Source plan, you'll get a person who cares. Human service, not automated phone trees. Visit PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.